Ready, it's your pitch.
Getting you set for baseball here at Nationals Park. The ceremonial first pitch. And I know the Republicans are happy to see Mitch, happy to see Cedric Richmond doing this part of the game and not in a few minutes when they take the field.
They would prefer to have Cedric Richmond pregame and not actually in the game, along with John Shimkus there.
Yep.
Throwing a couple of first pitches, and actually pretty good ones, because we've seen some celebrity first pitches over the years that have sailed a little bit wide of the mark.
And as we mentioned here, the main reason we're here tonight, folks, for charity. And the game charities you're looking at right there, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Washington, the Washington Nationals Dream Foundation, the Washington Literacy Center, and the U.S. Capitol Police Memorial Fund, which was added back in 2017 after the shooting at the Republican practice the day before this congressional baseball game. And they add that Memorial Fund, Mitch, which has just raised a lot of money up since then. And they played that game the next night after the shooting, and 24,000 people showed up here that night.
Absolutely incredible. And still to this day, the House Minority Whip Steve Scalise got the biggest crowd cheer tonight as he was introduced in the lineup tonight. And he's a gamer. He's been injured, but he is still getting out there, and he is going to be playing tonight, and it's going to be great to see him out on the field again.
We mentioned a perfect night for baseball. Temperature at 67 degrees. Just 40 minutes, look at that, just 45% humidity. We like to see that.
Oh, we love that.
It's clear, no rain.
That's
no threat of a rain delay here tonight, folks.
One of the advantages of making this a fall classic,
That's right.
We don't have
Absolutely.
to worry about it. It's almost like playoff weather, right?
As the Republicans take the field, and we will get set for baseball here.
Greg Stubbe on the mound for the Republicans, as he was 2 years ago. This is a start for him. He was a freshman lawmaker when he started a couple of years ago, and it looks like the Republicans are happy enough with his earlier performance that they've put him back on the mound tonight.
And if you get a second start, that's pretty good. You get asked back, right?
That's right. He has been reelected, if you will, as pitcher for the GOP.
The men in blue tonight. Norm Gordon's got the plate. Jerry Park at first base. John Epperson at second. And Craig Alden, the crew chief, at third base tonight. And Raul Ruiz.
You'll see a lot of players from California in this game. A lot of players from both sides from California. A lot of really great athletes coming out of there, along with a lot of politicians, of course, because California has the most members of Congress, so they have more to pick from.
Expect a pretty good crowd tonight. We've seen it over the years, filling in the red on the first base side, the blue on the third base side, and Stubbe's into the wind, and we're underway. 7:09. First pitch here at Nationals Park, and in for a strike.
Stubbe with a good start for the Florida lawmaker.
The second offering to Ruiz. Stubbe into the windup, pitch high and outside. That's a ball. 1-1.
I'm sure the last time that Stubbe was on the mound, there had to be a lot of nerves for him, being a freshman lawmaker and then starting his first game for the Republican team. He looks pretty calm out there tonight.
The 1-1 catches the inside corner first. Oh no, it caught more than the inside corner. It caught Ruiz.
Oh, he caught Ruiz.
He's going to head down to first base.
He will get a free ride to first base.
And we will touch on the uniqueness of this game, Mitch. Players not wearing real uniforms.
Right.
There is, he catches him on the elbow. He makes sure that he lets the umpire know, look, he got me on the elbow there. I'm going down to first base. But Stubbe, as you can see, is in a Republican uniform, but a lot of time they wearing uniforms of their favorite teams, where they're from, colleges, things like that. Ruiz often running on the first offering to Huffman, and he's going to make it down to second with a stolen base.
Well,
talk about a scouting report there. Knows he can run on Steve Scalise, and he's down to second. The ball at first pitch was a ball. The Ruiz with some speed there, Mitch.
I know, not bad.
Let's see what happens
Ruiz,
now.
Now can he advance? We'll have to see. Now, one thing related to the uniforms that's interesting this time around is it looks like the Republicans have decided to go all red. They may have unique things related to their uniforms or their hats, but they are in all red tonight. And it looks like the Democrats have some in blue, but also some with their favorite uniforms. Over the years, we've seen players will wear anything from their favorite major league team to their favorite little league team, or perhaps a business or someone related to their district. So it's, again, as you point out, a very unique moment. And tonight we actually have 10 players on the Democratic side in the lineup and 9 on the Republican side.
Yeah. See, again, not many rules here tonight.
Right.
And you will see throughout the evening as Stubbe up to a 3-0 count now on Huffman with Ruiz at second. Here's the 3-0 from Stubbe. That's low and outside. A 4-pitch walk to Jared Huffman, who will head down to first base. Runners at first and second now for the Democrats as they get going. And here's part of the uniqueness, Mitch. Huffman is not even going to take first base. We're going to have a pinch runner.
How about that?
It looks like Dean Phillips is going to pinch run. So as we've mentioned, that you will see guys come in and out. They will pinch run, they will pinch hit, they will leave the game, but they're allowed to come back to the game. So it's a very unique format.
It's a little bit more stringent than beer softball, but they are pretty fast and loose with the rules. And I did think now we have Senator John Ossoff, who is new to Congress, of course, the Georgia lawmaker, one of the 2 Georgia lawmakers that basically gives the Democrats the 50-50 split in the Senate.
So it is Dean Phillips running at first, and Stubbe to a 1-0 count to John Ossoff.
And we will see that pinch running often with some of these players. Some of them don't want to have any injuries or anything like. Oh,
there goes Ruiz down to third, pitch high and tight. Ruiz makes it to third easily. Scalise late on the throw, and now Phillips heads down to second base. Democrats in business here, Mitch. Second and third, nobody out, and Stubbe with a 3-0 count now on Ossoff.
And it looks like the Democrats have decided to test Steve Scalise, the House Minority Leader, the House Minority Whip rather, behind the plate. Often he is at second base. So maybe the Democrats deciding to test his arm, and also maybe to test Stubbe. Obviously, in defense of Steve Scalise, these players are getting a bit of a jump on Stubbe's moves on the mound there. So, Steve Scalise has not got a lot of time to work with there.
We see our first strike of the night, 2-1 after a foul. John Ossoff down the count. Stubbe, swing and a miss. Strike 2. Scoreboard has us at 3-2. Choking up on that bat a little bit is Ossoff, going with the no batting gloves tonight. Nice pitch from Stubbe there.
That was.
Yeah. Full count. Nobody out. Second and third for the Democrats. Stubbe from the stretch. Here's the 3-2. He's watching it. Strike 3 call. Oh. Nice little off speed there. First out, first strikeout for Stubbe as Ossoff just watching it. Big out for the Republicans as they needed that one. Didn't want to load the bases with nobody out. Let's take another look. Nice little hook there. So Colin Allred is your batter now. The batting cleanup tonight. And Mitch, we talked about him a little bit earlier. The one of the former athletes in this game. All he did was play linebacker for the Tennessee Titans in the NFL.
I mean, this guy, let's face it, he's a stud. And granted, his sport was football, but he's an athlete.
And he swings at the first offering.
He is not he is ready to swing, believe me. He will not hesitate.
Look at him in that Tennessee Titans uniform.
Nice.
32nd District House of Representatives linebacker. 4 seasons with the Tennessee Titans. Looked like he can still hit. Looks like he can hit the ball too. He was with Tennessee from 2006 to 2010. The 0-1 from Stubbe, second and third, 1 out. The 0-1, swing and a miss by Aldridge, inside corner. And quickly, Stubbe ahead 0-2 on the former NFL linebacker.
This could be a confidence builder for Stubbe.
Nice pitch there, a little down and in.
Allred just wants to rip the ball. So
yeah, he's got thoughts of 336 down the left field line there. The lines here at Nationals Park. The 0-2 from Stubbe into the stretch. And the offering high and tight.
Speaking of home runs, we will not likely see one tonight. A bit of trivia. Rand Paul's father, Ron Paul, former Texas congressman, in the 1970s hit a ball over the fence and actually had a real home run. Now we've got a hit.
There's a pop-up. Second base, Kevin Brady.
All right.
With the catch. Aldred puts the ball in play for the first time tonight. Brady right there to snag it out of the air for the second out. Runners cannot advance, so the infield now will back up to normal depth with 2 outs. Nice swing by Aldred.
And Kevin Brady, by the way, the Texas congressman, is a really good ball player. He has played in this matchup over 2 decades. He will not be running for re-election next year, so this will be his last time in this game, and he loves this game and is really one of the best players on the National League team.
Jimmy Panetta, the batter now, batting 5th tonight, playing left field for the Democrats. Stubbe into the stretch. The first offering, swing and a drive towards center field. Moore over's not going to get it. It's over his head. 2 runs will score. Panetta heading to second. Easy with a stand-up double. Uh-oh, he's going to try Garcia's arm. And he hit first into third. He's safe with no throw.
Jimmy Panetta showing a little Pete Rose action with a head-first slide into third.
I like the dramatics there. I like it. Even though no throw, but look, you got to get out, get ahead of it. He head-first slide into third base. And he drives in the first 2 runs of the night for the Democrats.
Blasts it right up the alley. A beautiful hit.
Ruiz and Phillips score from second and third. And now Panetta on third with a triple, a 1-out triple. Adam Smith, now the right fielder, will stand in from the left side. That wasn't a bad slide either.
No, it wasn't.
That was a pretty good looking slide.
Hey, as long as you don't get hurt, it's probably a good slide in this game.
I know a lot of people holding their breath because he kind of took off a little bit early towards the slide there.
Yeah, that might have got him caught in a different league.
Stubbe into the stretch. The swing by Smith is fouled back to the screen. Strike 1. Go over the screen. It sounds like a nice catch from a fan. Adam Smith, the 9th District, Washington. From the left side. He's starting in right field tonight for the Democrats.
He is the chairman of the House Armed Services Committee, controls a lot of money from that panel.
The 0-1 from Stubbe. Ball was low. 1-1. Stubbe now, if he can get out of this, allowing the 2 runs. You want to leave Panetta at third if you can. You want to minimize this damage here after getting 2 clutch outs. Aldred, let's be honest, thought that was going to be the trouble spot there.
Yeah.
But he wasn't. The 1-1 from Stubbe into the stretch. Ball's high, 2-1.
You know, it looked like Stubbe was going to get out of this inning after getting ahead of the hitters and getting a strikeout against Ossoff, but that was quite a hit there by Panetta.
Yeah, into the gap, perfectly scouted. Stubbe into the stretch, the 2-1 with Panetta at third. Swing and a shot over the shortstop Garcia's head into left. It's going to get behind Gonzalez a little bit. Moore over to pick it up. Panetta scores. And Smith with the RBI single, giving the Democrats a 3-0 lead. Went opposite field there, Mitch.
Yeah, exactly. Just as Panetta did the other way in right field. Smith does the same thing, goes for the gap on the left side, and it brings in another run.
You know what he's trying to do? He's seen Juan Soto do that a little bit here in this ballpark.
Oh, there's no question he's picking up on that. No question.
And now we'll get a pinch runner at first base, and we'll let you know who it is as soon as we find out who it is.
I don't think Congressman Smith, however, has quite the gyrations at the plate that Soto does.
Here's Pete Aguilar, the starting pitcher tonight for the Democrats, taking the spot of Cedric Richmond. Talk about no pressure.
Oh, no
right?
pressure at all. Right,
after pitching, after Cedric's 8 straight years pitching,
right.
No pressure at all. You take the mound.
You're just following a guy who went 8-0.
That's all.
No worries.
So Aguilar stands in with 2 outs and a runner at first. Throw over to first base, runner back. 3-0 Democrats lead here, 2 outs in the first inning. Stubbe trying to work out of some trouble here. Here's Aguilar, nice stance. Swings the bat a couple of times. It's a really good looking stance.
Yeah, he's one of the better players on the Democratic side.
He's running. Scalise going to throw down to second way too late. Oh, and he was caught off second. The ball did not go into center field. Now they've got him in a rundown. and Pfluger is going to tag him out in between second and third. And the Republicans dodge a bullet there, and they get out of the inning with Pete Aguilar at the plate, and he will lead off the next inning. Democrats put 3 on the board in the first inning as they go to the bottom of the first with a 3-0 lead here at the Congressional baseball game.
You are watching the annual Congressional baseball game happening this evening at Nationals Park here in Washington, D.C. Over the last century, the game's popularity has led to a foundation known as the Congressional Sports for Charity, which supports local D.C. area causes, including the Washington Literacy Center, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Washington, and the United States Capitol Police Memorial Fund. We expect the game to resume shortly. You can also watch every inning on the go with C-SPAN Now. That's our new video app. It's free to download on your mobile device.
3-0 Democrats lead the Republicans here as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Gorgeous night here in our nation's capital. 67 degrees, the Congressional baseball game here at Nationals Park. As the Democrats put 3 on the board in the first inning, Pete Aguilar now takes the mound in the bottom of the first inning for the Republicans. And Mitch, we should also mention the coaches for tonight's game.
Longtime coach for the Republicans, Texas Congressman Roger Williams, certainly wants to get a victory. He has been known for carrying out a lot of practices and really trying to ramp things up here for the Republicans. And on the Democratic side, Pennsylvania Congressman Mike Doyle trying to keep that streak alive for the Democrats. And now we'll watch as Congressman Aguilar tries to replicate the success of his predecessor.
Well, you know what he's got to do? He's got to go 7 innings with like 10 strikeouts.
Right, that's all. And a big cheer for Steve Scalise, House Minority Whip.
As he will bat leadoff here, playing, he's catching this evening. The first offering is a strike to Scalise. Of course, injured in the shooting in 2017. They played the game the next day at 24,000, almost 25,000 here at the ballpark. And then Scalise returned the year after as he swings at the second offering, pops it up between left and short, and Jimmy Panetta comes in to make the catch in left field. Nice little running grab, calling off Malinowski at shortstop. We think he called him off and caught the ball in left for the first down.
Or maybe he just called and grabbed it. But nice punch hit there by Steve Scalise. Nice to see him swinging the bat like that. That was a really nice hit. And you know, he's been such an inspiration to a lot of these lawmakers from both sides of the aisle. The fact that he has gone through countless surgeries.
Here's Kevin Brady swinging at the first pitch out to Panetta. 2 for 2. Panetta out there in left field. He puts it away for out number 2 as the Republicans coming up swinging.
Right, yeah. Kevin Brady, I mentioned, he's one of the best players on that team, and he really ripped it out there into left field. Steve Scalise, just to wrap up on him, he has undergone countless surgeries and has really shown so much courage over the last several years in getting out here and playing in this game again. given the fact that he is still literally recovering from that shooting, the fact that he gets out here every year except for last year, of course, because of the pandemic, it is, again, an inspiration to lawmakers from the Democratic and Republicans.
And I'll tell you, being in the ballpark that night when he did return the next year, it was just a very emotional night. Here's August Pfluger, one of the newcomers for the Republicans. College baseball player, takes the second offering.
Republicans hoping that he is a ringer of sorts.
Well, they've said they've had more athletes this year. They're getting younger, right? So they feel the playing field is leveling a little bit.
Yeah, well, they certainly got a couple of good pops off of there from the bat.
Absolutely. There's the 1-1 offering, and they swing out to right field. Adam Smith coming in. Oh, no, Raul Ruiz can't catch it. Can't make the catch. And Pfluger is going to be safe at first base. Pfluger booking it down the line.
Well, you know, he's an athlete.
Look at it. He lost the helmet right away, watching the ball, heads all the way down to first base. Ruiz drops it, and he didn't make the turn towards the infield. That's smart. Make it towards the outside so you don't get tagged out. So the Republicans in business a little bit here, as runner on first base is Pfluger, and Greg Stubbe, the pitcher, will bat fourth here tonight.
Pfluger clearly not taking anything for granted there.
Pfluger a lead off of first. Into the wind of the pitch, outside corner for a strike. And Pete Aguilar now ahead 0-1 to Greg Stubbe. Pfluger a few steps away at first base. Jared Huffman holding him on. See if Aguilar throws over there. Nope. Swing at the 0-1, down the line, foul, down third. 1-1. Pfluger will go back to first. Democrats put 3 on the board in the first inning off of Greg Stubbe. He can help himself out here. Pfluger ready to run on anything at first. Looks like an athlete. He looks like an athlete out there. Aguilar checks him out. He's got the eye black under his eyes, does Pete Aguilar. Comes set in the stretch. The 0-2. Swinging a little tapper foul.
Stubbe was way out ahead of the previous pitch, so he's ready to jump on this.
He's got Aguilar's timing down, steps out, staring him down now. And I see that the Republicans, Mitch, wearing patches on their sleeve of June 14th, 2017, which was the day of the
shooting in Alexandria.
Here's the 0-2, outside ball one. Pfluger away from first, but Chris Murphy not going to throw down there. He had a chance if a little snap throw to first may have gotten it. There's the patch, 6-14-17 on the left arm of the Republican players today. Greg Stubbe, you can see it there on television. Pfluger running on the 1-2, and the swing is fouled back over the screen. Pfluger will have to head back to first.
Yeah, that day, of course, everyone that's involved in this game, it's seared into everyone's memory. The fact that not only Steve Scalise was wounded, but also 3 other people, including a U.S. Capitol Police officer, also wounded in that shooting. And fortunately, the gunman, after a struggle, the gunman tried initially to try to apprehend him, and then he was eventually shot and killed. And then after that, that was the charity start for the U.S. Capitol Police Memorial Fund, which continues today, as we mentioned earlier.
And that was David Bailey who ended up throwing out the first pitch that day. Pfluger running on the 1-2, swing and a pop out, head out to center field. Aldred's on it, and he backpedals and drops it. He drops it. Pfluger's going to come around to score. Stubbe heads into second base. Colin Aldred dropped the ball in center field. Looked like he had a pretty good beat on it, but couldn't get under it. Tried to watch it into his glove, but he ends up dropping the ball, and Stubbe will head down to second base. Backpedaling there. Looked like a tough catch, as we'll see a replay here. Nice swing by Stubbe, too. He puts it on Aldred, heading back on the ball nicely. He didn't get under it quickly enough and nicely enough, and he drops the ball in the palm of his hand there. You got to get under it. You got to track it.
That part of the mitt there. And so that means that the Republicans get on the board with an unearned run. A couple of costly errors by the Democrats.
So Stubbe at second base now, but still 2 outs. And here's Mo Brooks, the batter, playing first base tonight. And Stubbe heading down to third base on a pass ball. He'll make it there easily. Oh no, we actually have a pinch runner at third base now. Stubbe's going to come in and get ready to go back out to pitch. See, this is what he can pitch the second inning. He gets taken out of the game now for a pinch runner, but he will be back on the mound in the second inning.
Again, the elasticized rules of the Congressional baseball game.
So Aguilar, who's wearing a San Bernardino uniform tonight. The 1-0 is high to Mo Brooks, so 2-0. Runner on third. Chuck Fleischman, Tennessee, is going to run at third base right now. He's dancing off third a little bit, not too far.
Right.
You do not want to make the third out there. Third pitch is inside to Mo Brooks, who stares down Aguilar a little bit. Oh.
Didn't like that pitch a couple of pitches ago.
Staring him down.
Well, the one that was way inside actually almost hit Brooks, so I think that's why we see a little bit of a glare from him.
He flashes bunt. It's going to take ball 4. And Aguilar kind of looked back at him a little bit. Let's look at Aguilar if we're going to get a look at him. No, but he stared him down a little bit as well. As Mo Brooks thought he was going to put down the bunt. Just kidding. I'm going to get back. And he's going to go back down to first base. And Mo Brooks will be pinch run for at first base as well. So the Republicans now first and third, 2 outs, and a swing by Blake Moore out to center. That's going to get over the head of Aldred. That's going to clear the bases as Blake Moore rounding first. He's going to head for third. Ball at the warning track. Aldred retreats to pick it up. And Moore around third. He's going to try for home. Here comes the throw to the plate. Not in time. Moore scores standing up with an inside the park home run as he climbs the fence behind home plate and clears the bases. A 3-run home run by Blake Moore in the first pitch, giving the Republicans the lead, 4-3.
Unbelievable.
Not wasting any time up there. Pinch runners come around to third, and he was flying around. He was not stopping at third, Mitch. Let's take a look at the replay. As Moore with the first pitch swinging. He takes a peek as he rounds second. Going for third, it goes right through being waved home. He wasn't stopping, takes a peek back.
He's just gonna go for it.
He was going for it, and he scores standing up, both hands in the air. Here comes Anthony Gonzalez, first pitch swinging. He's gonna send it out to center field, all the way back to almost the warning track as well. Gonzalez around second, he's going
moving.
for third.
He's motoring.
With the quickness and a triple, and he's running right through the stop sign. He's running right through the stop sign, and he's gonna score. Anthony Gonzalez flies around the bases on the first pitch, another inside the park home run. The Republicans put up 5 here in the first inning. They lead it 5-3.
Well, I think it's pretty safe to say that if you're watching a Major League Baseball game, you are not going to see 2 consecutive inside the park home runs.
No, you are not. Anthony Gonzalez right off the bat, Mitch, puts his head down right away. He was going right. He had 3 on him. Right off the bat, he was thinking 3.
It's that Ohio State sprinter speed.
There it is.
From his college career.
We didn't have a stopwatch on him, but folks, that's pretty quick getting around the bases. Mike Garcia, the 9th batter of the inning. First pitch swinging again. Ground ball down to third. Ossoff picks it up. Is he going to get it across the first? He got him at first base. Nice throw by John Ossoff, fielding the grounder and getting Mike Garcia as he hustled down to first to finally end the inning. The Republicans put 5 on the board here in the bottom of the first inning to lead the Democrats now 5-3. Everybody's excited. You're watching and listening to the Congressional Baseball Game.
The Congressional baseball game is underway here at Nationals Park in Washington, D.C., an annual tradition that goes all the way back to 1909, bringing together lawmakers from both sides of the aisle, playing on behalf of local D.C. area charities. Our on-air commentary comes courtesy of WTOP Radio. We expect the game to resume shortly. A reminder that if you can't be in front of your television, you can still follow every minute on the go with C-SPAN Now. That's our new video app that's free to download on your mobile device.
We head to the second inning. I don't know how much more exciting we can get here, folks, after one inning play. Republicans put 5 on the board and lead it 5-3. Pete Aguilar stands in. He was at the plate when the last inning ended, so he will get a fresh count here against Stubbe as the first offering.
Trying to catch our breaths here after 2 inside the park home runs consecutive.
On the first pitch, back-to-back pitches.
Exactly. Aguilar would like to start things off here for the Democrats and try to get it back.
Help himself out a little bit.
Yep.
The 1-0 is low, 2-0. Fans just settling into their seats here, and if you're a little late to this game, you missed an exciting first inning. Republicans on the first base side, red heading down around into the outfield, and blue on the third base side here. Another good crowd on hand. A perfect night for baseball, as we've mentioned a number of times tonight. The 2-0 is in for a strike, 2-1.
Republicans looking to break the Democratic streak. Republicans last won in 2016. They have won 8 out of the Democrats have won 8 out of the last 9. So the Republicans looking to try to hold on to a lead.
2-1 from Stubbe is high, 3-1 to Pete Aguilar, who was roughed up a little bit there in that first inning.
He got out to a fairly strong start, and then they just started to jump on him. And unfortunately for him, behind him in center field, Colin Allred had a little difficulty on a couple of long hits out there.
3-1, catches the inside corner. Aguilar was heading down to first, didn't like the call. Now it's 3-2. Allred had a couple difficulties, but then he had to just turn and run after a couple of them because the ball was heading over his head.
No, they hit the Republicans hit Aguilar pretty hard at the end of that inning.
3-2 to the leadoff batter, Pete Aguilar here, top of the second inning at Nationals Park. Stubbe into the wind swing and popped him up, foul territory down right behind the third base dugout. And Mitch, if you take a look down there on the third base dugout, Cedric Richmond standing right there at the top of the steps in his uniform, his number 2 uniform, hands crossed, or arms folded, I should say, kind of looking on, doesn't look too happy.
Right.
There he is. He's not too happy.
He's a competitor, and he's probably adopting himself as a kind of a secondary coach.
He's got a baseball in his hand. I think he's trying to get out there, and that.
Yeah, he's got his New Orleans jersey on.
Aguilar draws a leadoff walk here to start the second inning. Congressional baseball game benefits the nonprofit Congressional Sports for Charity Foundation, which supports vulnerable children and families in the Washington, D.C. area. To learn more or to donate, please visit www.congressionalbaseball.org. That's why we are here this evening, raising money for charity. Is Aguilar down to first base, drawing a leadoff walk. See how active he is down there. Catcher Chris Murphy steps in now.
The only senator on the field right now from Connecticut. He's played catcher for the Democrats for quite a while and well respected by his teammates.
Can't get a good look at what jersey he is wearing. Democrats still wearing the variety of jerseys, where the Republicans wearing the red. There goes Aguilar taking off on the first pitch. Throw down to second, not in time. Aguilar steals second. And they are running on Scalise.
Democrats deciding they clearly have made the decision they are going to run tonight.
That's third stolen base so far tonight. Stubbe had 32 pitches here in the second inning, nobody out. And Aguilar stands down at second.
The Democrats may need to run a lot if the first inning is any indication of how the Republicans are going to be hitting off of Aguilar. We'll see if he settles down as the game moves on.
Stubbe from the stretch, I should say. Ball low, 2-0. Stubbe having a little trouble finding the strike zone right now as he walked Aguilar to lead off the inning.
As I recall from a couple of years ago when he pitched, that was an issue for him, was a little bit of a control problem.
The 2-0 to Murphy. Stubbe in the stretch. The kick and the pitch. Swinging a foul back over the screen. 2-1. George Wallace, Mitchell Miller here with you. Nationals Park on a 67-degree evening. Democrats and the Republicans. And a very action-packed first inning. Now, Mitch, we've seen games that are 21-5 recently, and mostly when Cedric's been pitching. The Republicans win. The walk-off win in 16 was an 8-7 exciting walk-off win.
Right.
You see some pretty good baseball, and hopefully we'll see more of that here this evening.
Yeah,
Aguilar running on the 2-1. Scalise not going to throw down to third. So Aguilar steals second and third now, and he is standing 90 feet away. Chris Murphy with a 3-1 count.
In the spirit of bipartisanship, I'd like to see a very close game tonight, but that's just me.
Well, look, it's more exciting now, right?
Absolutely.
No, it's 21-5. I mean, I don't know how many stories you have to tell in a 21-5 game.
We've got lots of stories from Capitol Hill.
Actually, I should take that back. Of course, nothing big going on over there now, huh?
Right. I just don't know if the audience wants to hear all those stories,
right.
so we'll keep them tucked away for now. The Democrats, by the way, 2 years ago, won
3-1. The 3-1 gets behind Scalise. Aguilar is going to come in to score as Murphy draws the walk. Did he tag the base? Home plate? He did. He's safe. Scalise tries to hustle back. Didn't think Aguilar tagged the base.
Aguilar had a little tough difficulty actually touching home plate when he got there. And he's laughing at himself about it, saying, "What was I doing there?" But he did score.
The ball got behind Scalise, and here comes Aguilar. Let's see a replay as he's coming in. Stutter step. Oh, that's what happened. He tried to slide basically when he was in the batter's box and then got tripped up, and he did touch the home plate, though.
I think that would be called a moment of indecision there by Aguilar, where he was thinking about sliding, but maybe I don't need to, and then he kind of did it in between. But the fact that he got up laughing is a good thing, because you don't want to get injured.
Tom Malinowski stands in, and Murphy's running on the first pitch. Scalise going to throw down a second. Not in time again. And here comes Aguilar again. Let's take a look at this again. He's coming into home plate. Do I slide? Do I not slide? The ball's not there. Should I try it? No, I'll just trip over and fall and touch the base. Maybe he tripped over home plate. How many times did we do that in Little League, tripping over home plate?
Well, it actually raises an issue in connection with injuries. Back in the 1950s, the Speaker of the House actually stated that Sam Rayburn, that he did not want players to play in this game for a while because there were too many guys getting hurt. And so they actually stopped this classic game for a while because the Speaker of the House said, look, too many of you guys are getting hurt. I can't handle it. We need you guys out on the floor, much less on the ball field. So they stopped it for a while at the admonition of the House Speaker, but then they brought it back just a few years later, and we got the games going in the early 60s.
Malinowski tips the offering for a strike. So behind 0-1, and Chris Murphy down at second. Greg Stubbe, nobody out still here. Democrats a run home here in the second inning. Stubbe from the stretch. He's not going to take a peek back to Murphy. Oh, no, did he balk?
Did he balk? I think he balked.
Yeah, he did balk. Stubbe's not happy as he balks. So Murphy down to third. Tough inning so far here for Stubbe. He's already walked Aguilar and Murphy. Aguilar's come around to score, and Murphy now at third. Nobody out. Swing by Malinowski. Back to Stubbe. Takes a look back at third. Throws over to Brooks at first for the out.
Nice play.
Nice play. Runner stays at third. Stubbe fielding his position very nicely there.
Good fundamentals here.
Yeah. Ball right back to Stubbe, comes off the mound, fields it nice, looks it back, and then throws to first. And then Brooks comes off first base and kind of keeping Murphy there at third.
I like that fundamental baseball.
I like it too.
For all you kids at home,
That's right.
take a look at that. Now there's some other things.
All you kids that are watching the Congressional baseball game at home, that's how you field your position.
Now you may not want to take another look at that.
Or listening to the Congressional baseball
That's
game
right.
at home, I should say, as we are coming to you on Fox Sports and Federal News Network here in Washington, D.C. And now we'll see and Kildee.
There are some other plays that kids or otherwise probably don't want to see again because those were not real good fundamental plays. But nonetheless, we have a 5-4 ball game right now.
And we have a delay as the racing presidents. They're supposed to come out and race, I was told, in the 4th inning.
Well, we've talked about the...
Oh, that's why we have a break. The President of the United States.
Actual President of the United States.
Not the racing presidents, folks.
There's President Biden.
President Biden is in the house. There he is. President Biden making an appearance here.
He hugs House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. He actually met with Speaker Pelosi and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer just a little while ago at the White House as they try to figure out some things off of the field related to infrastructure and a whole ton of issues now facing the Congressional Democrats and the President. The President going around and shaking hands.
I guess this is an okay cause for a delayed game, right? The President shows up.
I think so. Again, we talked about the unconventionality of this game, if that's a word. The fact that you have the President of the United States coming in and actually getting on the field and meeting with the Democrats. Maybe he's giving them a little pep talk to try to get them caught up since they're down by a run here.
We saw a few years ago President Obama emerge from the third base dugout in the middle of the game as well, to a rousing ovation behind the third base dugout. Same thing with President Biden right now, shaking hands with the Democratic players, the fans standing and applauding.
And this actually has
cameras up, phone cameras up. Everybody
Absolutely.
taking pictures. Players have their camera phones out as well.
I'm sure this is a nice evening diversion for the President with all the pressures that he has had to deal with this week. Huge week for the members of Congress as they're dealing with so many issues right now, whether it's the government shutdown, debt limit, major multi-trillion-dollar infrastructure bills. The President here now just enjoying himself with some of his fellow Democrats on the field as we take a brief pause. Some of the Republicans on the field taking a moment to stretch.
Got to stay loose. Got to stay loose.
Knowing the competitiveness here, they may be wondering if they're trying to lose some momentum, knowing that they're ahead.
We hear the reaction from the first base side of the crowd and the cheering behind the third base dugout as the President now heading into the dugout. He's not going to take a swing, I guess, is he?
I guess
not.
not.
Take the field and take a swing. Making his way down the steps, lots of selfies being taken, lots of camera phones out.
Such a unique, only in Washington moment, right?
Right. Oh, by the way, it's the second inning. We have to pause the game. Why? Oh, because the President's here.
And he's not only here, he's not just taking he's not even just taking a wave, he's actually in the dugout taking pictures and
taking
selfies
pictures with everybody
on the team. And as we all know, President Biden loves shaking hands, getting out, meeting with people, and who knows, maybe there's a little bit of political talks going on. There was a quote I saw earlier from the number 3 House Democrat, James Clyburn, who said when he was asked by CNN's Manu Raju if they were actually going to be whipping the vote on the infrastructure bill, he said, well, I'll have to just wait and see when I go to the baseball game tonight and talk to some people about what's going on. So you just never know what can be happening. Of course, we don't quite have our ears to the ground there about what's happening. I think they're just having a lot of fun down there at the moment.
He put on a baseball cap, so he's
in full Congressional baseball game mode.
Now, if he picks up a bat, now we're talking. I thought maybe President Obama a few years ago would have picked up a bat, as big of an athlete and sports lover that he is. So we have a pause here in the action in case you are just tuning in. Top of the second inning. Republicans with a 5-4 lead over the Democrats. President Biden has made his way to Nationals Park. He is in the third base dugout, the Democrat dugout. And by the way, I must say also, Mitch, we're getting a look here. Cedric Richmond, he really can't get enough of this. He now has his mitt on his left hand. He has a glove on. He has a mitt.
You know he really wants to get out there and play.
It's killing him.
Okay, I know I'm the senior advisor to the president, but can't I just get out here for just a few innings and help these guys out and get him over the hump?
See, he's got his mitt there, and he's got his baseball in his hand.
Well, yeah, that is so hilarious that you mentioned that, George. He not only has the mitt, but he has the ball in his hand.
He's
too.
flexing it. He's like working it in.
He you know, once you're a ball player, he wants to get out there so bad.
Stubbe's going to take some warm-up pitches now. But you're right. I mean, nice, perfect timing. Give up 5 runs in the first inning.
Right.
Let's call the president. He shows up. Let's delay the game a little bit. Get Stubbe off his game.
Yeah, I'm sure the. I hope this is not political. This is just a competition,
Of course, that's right.
But you did hear the smattering of boos on the Republican side, knowing that they're up by a run and have been playing well, had some good momentum, and then suddenly, well, you call in your big gun, the President of the United States, and delay the game a little.
I mean, it really doesn't get any bigger than that, does it?
No, I don't think so.
There's President Obama with a baseball cap on. Can't really read what the cap says. President Biden. I said Obama. I'm sorry, it's President Biden. We were talking about President Obama. Dan Kildee now. I think we're going to play baseball again, Mitch.
All right. Well, sounds good to me.
All right, Dan Kildee steps in. He's the 10th batter for the Democrats. Chris Murphy is on third. And 1 out. Stubbe into the stretch. The first offering outside, ball 1.
So Kildee is effectively the designated hitter.
Yes,
here, right?
he is the DH.
So one team has a DH and one other team does not.
Does not. Again,
that's Congressional baseball.
I don't know why, but we'll go with it. Murphy, a lead off of third. Stubbe into the stretch. The 1-0 to Dan Kildee. That's a strike on the corner, 1-1. Stubbe needs to kind of keep it right here. They can strand Murphy and keep this a 1-run game. Infield in a little bit here.
Yep.
That's how you know that this is how serious this is. You bring in the infield, and actually they did it in the first inning as well.
You're right.
Forgot to mention it. Stubbe into the stretch. The 1-1 on the corner. Strike 2. 5-4. Republicans lead the Democrats here. Republicans put up 5 at the bottom of the first inning. A back-to-back inside the park home runs. Kildee stepped out of the way. Look at that curveball. Had some movement on it. Now the 1-2 to Kildee. Swing and a miss. High for strike 3. Our first swinging strikeout of the night.
Swinging strikeout.
Second out of the inning.
Stubbe looked pretty good considering coming off of that break with the president. He came right back at it.
He did. I must say, I do like Stubbe's form.
Yeah, no, he is a
from
good
the stretch.
athlete.
Yep. Here's Raul Ruiz now back to the top of the order for the Democrats. See if Stubbe can keep it right here as Murphy's still on third. Stubbe will go from the stretch with 2 outs. The first offering to Ruiz, a swinging strike. Strike 1. Fans still standing behind the third base dugout, hoping to get another glimpse of President Biden. We can't see if he's still in the dugout or not. Ruiz hit by a pitch, his first at bat today. Murphy dancing off third a little bit. Stubbe into the stretch, and the 0-1 outside ball 1.
Stubbe is a pretty imposing player. When he has control, he can be a really good pitcher. I've seen him in the hallways of Congress, of course. Tall guy, long-time athlete. clearly why the Republicans have been back on the mound this time.
The 1-1 is outside, 2-1. 2-1, 2 outs here, runner at third. Raul Ruiz hit by a pitch, stole second and third in the first inning, and then scored.
Democrats trying to play small ball, get around, get somebody on base with a walk, and then just steal around the bases as much as they can.
Manufacturing runs.
Meanwhile, the Republicans, they were blasting ball. They were playing long ball. So we'll have an interesting juxtaposition tonight if it continues as we've seen in the first inning and into this inning.
The 3-1 to Ruiz catches the corner, 3-2. 3-2, 2 outs now as Stubbe trying to get out of this inning after giving up a run. He walked Aguilar and Murphy to lead off the innings. Aguilar stole second and third, then scored on the wild pitch.
Big pitch here.
The funky score.
Funky score it was.
3-2, 2 outs.
One way to describe it.
Stubbe into the stretch. The pitch, swing, hit out to right field. In comes the right fielder, LZ, to make the catch and retire the side. The Democrats strand a runner at third, trailing by 1. President Biden enjoying some baseball tonight here at Nationals Park in the Congressional baseball game.
Lawmakers from both political parties are at Nationals Park this evening for the annual Congressional baseball game. The first game was held back in 1909, and despite its appeal, the event has occurred off and on over the years because of interruptions due to the Great Depression, the Second World War, and intervention by House leadership. Last year's game was canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic. We expect things to resume shortly. You can watch every inning on the go with C-SPAN Now. That's our new video app, and it's free to download on your mobile device.
FS1 is your home for the American League Divisional Series as the game's biggest stars fight their way to the pennant. It all starts October 7th on FS1 and the Fox Sports app. October baseball right around the corner, folks. Joe Biden is ready for some postseason baseball. Still standing there in the top of the dugout. Back here at Nationals Park, we go to the bottom of the second inning. Republicans with a 5-4 lead, and Jake Elzy stands in to face Pete Aguilar, takes a strike to open things up. President Biden showing up in the top of the second inning. Now he's signing some baseballs down there in the dugout. The 0-1 is outside, ball 1, 1-1. It looks like he's going to stick around a little bit, Mitchell.
I think so. I think this is more than just a quick little 5-minute hello and goodbye.
Here's the 1-1 from Aggo. Oh, inside. Almost hit him.
I mentioned earlier that he greeted House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi, by the way, is a huge sports fan, and often at her news conferences will get asked various questions related to the Dodgers, of course, being from the Bay Area, or excuse me, about the Giants, being from the Bay Area, but also gets asked a lot of questions about, maybe she's getting an update right now about how the Giants are doing. Although I have a feeling it's probably something a little weightier than that right now, George.
The 2-2 back to Aguilar. Fields his position very nicely as well. Over to Huffman for the out as Jake Elsey grounds out to start the inning. As Nancy Pelosi on the phone, or maybe she's just, seeing who else she can get here to the ballpark tonight.
She has a lot on her plate right now, believe you me. She has met, as I mentioned earlier, she met with the president, and they are still trying to figure out what they're going to do, not to get too deep into politics right now, but they have a potentially huge vote tomorrow on the $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill, and there's still some question about whether that's going to go through or not. A lot of back and forth between the moderates and the progressives within the Democratic Party. But as far as sports goes, House Speaker Pelosi will often talk, and I'll let this play go.
Rodney Davis pinch hitting already for Steve Scalise, pops up to Aguilar, who catches it for the second out. So we have our first pinch hitter of the day. It was Rodney Davis at the top of the lineup.
Speaker no doubt happy about that play, but she is known as a big sports fan, and often after dealing with a lot of really difficult reporter questions related to what's going on in Congress, on the Hill, she will banter with reporters about what's going on in various sports teams in California. And in fact, she is known at sometimes, it's amazing to me actually, because you'll get up really early and you'll think you just had a late night, and she'll say, I stayed up and watched the game last night and I didn't get to bed at a good time, and then there she is at 7 or 8 in the morning back at work. So and that goes true, and that's true for members of both parties. It's amazing what all of them do. Kevin Brady right now, I mentioned him, one of the ringers on the Republican team.
Flew out to left his first time up. The 1-1 from Aguilar. Brady has to get out of the way. Did it hit him? It did.
It did.
Aguilar has been playing with that inside corner tonight. He's not happy about it at all. He knows it. He's not happy. He takes the baseball from Chris Murphy, his catcher, and goes back to the pitcher's mound as Brady heads down to first and then into the dugout. So we'll get a pinch runner again.
Well, Brady used
inside. Look at the hops for Brady trying to get out of the way there. And Aguilar knew exactly what he did. My bad.
My bad, said Aguilar. And then Kevin Brady, who is a former chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee, clearly utilizing his power and experience to say, I'm not going to run. Why don't we get one of the underlings to come out here and get on first base for me?
Brings up August Pfluger to the plate. Reached on the error in the first inning. There's the swing.
They're running.
A line drive over the head of Ruiz into right center field.
You're going to go
and
home.
A runner around third is going to test the arm. It's going to be close to the plate, and he is out at the plate.
Acrobatic play at the plate. Wow.
Timmons was the pinch runner, and a heck of a relay throw to get him at the plate. That's some pretty good baseball right there as he keeps it right there. No damage done. Look at the hops, trying to get over the catcher, can't do it. Republicans lead 5-4. We're going to the third.
You are watching the annual Congressional baseball game happening this evening at Nationals Park here in Washington, D.C. Over the last century, the game's popularity has led to a foundation known as the Congressional Sports for Charity, which supports local D.C. area causes, including the Washington Literacy Center, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Washington, and the United States Capitol Police Memorial Fund. We expect the game to resume shortly. You can also watch every inning on the go with C-SPAN Now. That's our new video app. It's free to download on your mobile device.
Period in Congress after playing in this game for more than 2 decades. So he's got some memories from this game for sure. Unfortunately, he was also hit by a pitch, so I'm sure he'll remember that one as well.
John Ossoff, the batter, now striking out, looking his first time up against Stubbe. The 1-1, Stubbe into the windup. And the offering outside, catches the corner.
Ossoff, the Georgia Senator, showing some fielding chops out in the field at third base. Made a nice stop and a long throw earlier in the game.
The wind and the 1-2. Look out.
Wow.
Look out. It hits him. And we must know, or now we get a good look at Ossoff wearing a Fred McGriff Atlanta Braves jersey.
Ah, of course. Why wouldn't you if you're a Georgia Senator?
The 27. See, and that's the other thing about this game, folks. A lot of times they're not even wearing their own names on the back of their jersey. They're wearing the favorite jersey of a favorite player. It's not even their own name. So he's wearing a Fred McGriff jersey. Okay, the guy hit almost 500 home runs. Sure, fine. But
and I will note that even though he got hit in the head, he just laughed it off as he went down to first base. So it's nice to see that while these players do take the game seriously, they also know that Greg Stubbe is not throwing pitches every single day in the off season, and that things can happen.
And also, it's not a Max Scherzer 95.
Right. It's a little slower than 95 to 100 miles an hour.
Colin Allred, the batter now after popping up to second his first time up. Ossoff takes a lead off first after being hit by a pitch. Stubbe stares in for the sign. He goes from the stretch. The 0-1 running is Ossoff, and a throw late down to second base. Another stolen base for the Democrats.
We know the Democrats' strategy. It's pretty self-evident, isn't it? Run, run, run. Colin Allred, the free-swinging Texas congressman.
Playing center field tonight. He's had a tough night out there already. A couple of home runs right over his head. He also dropped a ball off the bat of Pfluger earlier.
I'm sure he'd like to make
inning.
good on that and poke something out deep into the outfield himself.
The cleanup batter tonight, Aldridge. The 0-1 is high, ball 2. 2-1. The former NFL linebacker for the Tennessee Titans, Colin Allred. The 1-1. Here comes Stubbe from the stretch. The 1-1 swing and a miss. Nice pitch from Stubbe. Infield in again. Mitch here as the Republicans trying to keep this right where it is.
Yeah, they are playing aggressively out in the field, trying to keep things under control. Still clinging to that 1-run lead.
Stubbe takes a step back, consults with Pfluger down at third, going over their signs in case they do perhaps get a runner, in case Ossoff decides to take off maybe. Aldridge stands in. Nice batting stance. The 2-2 from Stubbe. High. Ball 3. Ball gets away from Scalise. Down to third is Ossoff. No throw. He takes a look into the third base dugout with a smile in his Fred McGriff jersey. Full count now on Colin Allred. And one out. Now a runner at third. Stubbe peers in for the sign from the stretch. The 3-2 is low, ball 4. So Colin Allred will head down to first after drawing a walk. And the Democrats in business, first and third, one out here in the third, trailing 5-4.
Steve Scalise out having a word with Greg Stubbe, and it occurs to me when you think of Steve Scalise being behind the plate, it's pretty amazing. I mean, this was a man who 4 years ago was shot. He is normally a second baseman, and the fact that he is actually behind the plate in a tough position there. Now they've switched him out, though, I should say. But when he was there earlier in the game, that was really pretty remarkable, and I think it showed that he just wanted to get out there and lead the team.
So Jimmy Panetta batting now. Runner is Allred down to third, or down to second. No throw. Another stolen base for the Democrats. That is 4 this inning. 3 this inning. So now the Democrats with second and third. Jimmy Panetta at the plate. Panetta with a triple his first time up. Stubbe from the stretch. The 0-1 is high and tight. 1-1. Panetta bringing in the first 2 runs of the night for the Democrats earlier in the first inning. The 1-1 from Stubbe into the stretch. Ball inside. 2-1. Stubbe having a little control problems now, Mitch.
That, unfortunately, was what happened with him 2 years ago when the Democrats won 14-7. The Republicans were looking pretty good, and then Stubbe had some control issues. When he's getting the ball over the plate, he's tough to hit.
The 2-1 ball hit into right field. Elsie going back. It's going to be over his head. It's going to get back and now picked up by Moore.
2 runs.
Panetta around second. He's going to make it to third. Another 2-run triple for Jimmy Panetta.
And I would also add another headlong slide, Pete Rose style again. Jimmy Panetta putting it all there out on the field with another headlong slide.
He gets up to his knees or to his feet and gives the thumbs up, and he went down to get that one. John Ossoff scores, Colin Allred scores, and Panetta hustling around second, head first slide into third, And that was one of those, Mitch. I'm going to give his first slide a better score than that one. That one, he didn't put his hands out first. He kind of hit first.
Right.
All right, as long as we're on the same page with that.
Still in a different stratosphere than the Aguilar slide, non-slide at home.
Into home, no doubt about it. So the Democrats take the lead. 6-5 now is Adam Smith, who singled to left his first time up. Still only one out here. Stubbe in some trouble from the stretch. Runner at third. There's the pitch and a swing by Adam Smith.
And Democrats now taking the lead for the first time since they opened the game in the first inning.
Rodney Davis is now catching for the Republicans. There's a swing by Smith, hit on the ground to second. Brady can't field this one, gets through his legs. Run will come home to score, and Smith will make it to first safely. And the Democrats add another run. That's now a 7-5 lead for the Democrats. Looked like Smith came up limping a little bit, Mitch. He's running back to the dugout now, limping a little bit, as they're going to give Brady an error at second. See, Brady, he likes the tougher plays.
He does.
Than the slow rollers.
He is a gamer, and he is going to take whatever the ball gives him. He's just going to go after it as hard as he can.
So Adam Smith will have a pinch runner at first as he leaves hobbling off the field a little bit. As Pete Aguilar stands in, a strike on the first pitch. The 0-1 is a foul back behind the screen. 0-2. Democrats 3 across here in this third inning with a 7-5 lead now, and still 1 out. Stubbe up to 68 pitches, Mitch, here in the third inning.
Wow.
Stubbe peers into Davis for the signs. Now at the stretch, and bluffs a throw to first.
I have a feeling, though, that the Republican coaching staff will allow him to get his pitch count higher than Steven Strasburg's.
Stubbe peers in for the sign. He's got it. And the stretch. The 0-1 is high. Ball 2. And it looks like we get a little cheer behind third base, Mitch. Did Nancy Pelosi come out onto the field? Is that what we're looking at? Talking to Cedric Richmond down there.
Yeah, she's down there with Cedric Richmond.
There she is.
There she is down there in the dugout.
Cedric still has a baseball. He's gotten rid of the glove, though. He's still got the baseball. The 1-1 Stubbe throws over to first.
Maybe Speaker Pelosi is saying, it's okay, Cedric. We'd love to have you out there, but you just can't do it. She's now talking with President Biden. We'll have to see what actually came of their meeting at the White House earlier. I think she is perhaps getting ready to leave, but anyway, they have had quite a few discussions today, I'm sure ranging the gamut from anywhere from the baseball tonight to some more weighty matters back at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Here's a hit.
The 1-1, nice play down at third by Fluger, gets to his feet and throws it away. He throws it away. Adam Smith will head down to third. Aguilar to second. Being waved home is Smith. Here comes the throw. Davis can't catch it. It gets past him. Run will score. And here comes Aguilar coming towards the plate. He is tagged out of the plate. Aguilar tried to stretch it all the way to home, but he is tagged out.
What
and to get a run out of the play. But a run does score as the baseball being thrown all over the infield here as Pete Aguilar slides home.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi clearly enjoying the moment before Aguilar was thrown out, celebrating as the Democrats get another run.
Just the second out of the inning. Pete Aguilar tagged out at home. It felt like it should have been 3 outs all on that play, but it was only 1. So 2 outs now, base is empty as Stubbe into the line. Aguilar tried to stretch that, Mitch. Now, I didn't see that much speed from him. I know the ball was being thrown all around the infield, and we already saw one kind of slide from him tonight.
That's right. That's right. We'll have to follow up with him later on in the week and ask him about that.
Murphy swings at the 0-1, pops it up behind second base. Kevin Brady goes over to get the 3rd out. That is the 3rd out of the 3rd inning. Democrats push 4 across. Nancy Pelosi's loving it, and Democrats with the lead. Bottom of the 3rd inning coming up here at Nationals Park. President Biden has made his way to the first base side of the dugout, Mitch.
And I think we are having,
along with Cedric Richmond,
our first bipartisan moment here, with the president moving over to the Republican side, trying to be a little even-handed here. He spent a lot of quality time on the Democratic side, hung out with House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who we saw was very excited as the Democrats roared into the lead. And now the president, along with Cedric Richmond, the former ringer for the Democrats, who is now a senior aide to the president, with him. And believe you me, Cedric Richmond's got a lot of competition going on right now as he tries to help the president wrangle some of the Democrats on the progressive and moderate side as they try to get things going in connection with trillions of dollars proposed in spending related to various infrastructure bills. But right now, I think it's just a time to have a little fun, and the president going down on the Republican side, the Republicans all in their red uniforms. Probably a political statement there, you know, wearing the red. And
by the way, you know what the comments are to Cedric Richmond is, glad to see you're on this side,
right,
not on the field tonight.
Oh yeah, we're loving the fact that you are here on the sidelines.
Speaking of the Republicans, let's take a look back at what they did in the first inning of this ball game, where we saw a full baseball game's worth in one inning, Mitch. As back-to-back inside the park home runs, Blake Moore and Anthony Gonzalez excited.
Unbelievable.
Climbing the fence, and then Gonzalez on the very next pitch over poor Colin Aldrich's head as he was chasing baseballs out there. Gonzalez flew around the bases. Republicans happy as they put up 5 in that first inning.
One former NFL player to another, right over his head. And now the president taking a moment with the Republicans. Earlier, he was on the Democratic side when the Democrats were trying to get caught up. Wow, this is a long
Greg
ball.
Stubbe with the first pitch, and the first swing is going to be a home run. Stubbe out of the ballpark into the left field bleachers. Stubbe with the very first offering from Pete Aguilar swings and sends it to left field and out. While everybody's milling with the president, they played baseball, and Stubbe wants to bring the attention back to the field.
Absolutely. I believe that is the first out-of-the-park home run in this game in more than 40 years.
And we get bustin' loose played, of course, what they do at Nationals Park here for home runs as the Republicans out of the dugout to mob Stubbe. Aguilar just kind of smiling, walking around behind the mound, saying,
wow.
I can't believe I just did that.
What
to the
a blast.
To the opposing pitcher.
Exactly. What a blast by the opposing pitcher. Greg Stubbe getting all of this one.
Look at that swing he put on it and just drilled it to left. That ball got out in a hurry. And Mitch, that was probably 2 rows deep.
That was a bona fide major league home run right there.
Absolutely. The Republicans get a run back here in the bottom of the 4th. Now Mo Brooks will be the batter as Stubbe trying to take away the attention and the excitement.
Yeah, kind of ironic that President Biden was on the Republican side as that ball flew out of the ballpark.
Mo Brooks swings and sends one down to third. Ossoff picks it up, throws it to first. The ball gets away from Huffman, and Brooks is going to head down to second. If he hustles, he could have third as well.
He could go to third.
And he is. Huffman over to pick it up. Will get the ball back into the infield. Brooks gets to third base standing up. So a great start to this 3rd inning for the Republicans. A leadoff home run, and then we're not going to give him a triple. It's an error. But Mo Brooks ends up on third, and now he will get a pinch runner. And Brooks was trucking around the bases, Mitch. As soon as that ball got by first, he takes a couple peeks back, heads to second, and then looks at his third base coach as he rounds second and says,
I'm going to make this a third 3-bagger.
You're not throwing me out. We going E5 on that, right? That's the 3rd error of the night for the Democrats. Blake Moore now at the plate. Moore with the first inside the park home run of the night. Let's take a look at Colin Oliver, see where he's playing more now. He is pretty deep out there in center field, shading towards left center a little bit.
Yep.
After that 3-run homer in the 1st inning. Ball outside, ball 1. The 2-0 count. Swinging a shot towards center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Alder will pick it up and score Brooks from third. And the Republicans, another run on the board to make it 8-7. Nice piece of hitting from Blake Moore. He's 2 for 2.
Beautiful.
With 4 runs driven in tonight. As the runner comes in from third, double fist bump.
You can see he's feeling it.
Blake Moore feeling it too. Fired up over to that first base dugout. See?
Now we got another slugger at the plate.
Anthony Gonzalez, also the inside the park home run in the 1st inning as they booze for the throw over to first base. And see, the president can take credit for this, Mitch, because he comes over to the Republican side, home run, and then an E5 that ends up on third, and then an RBI. Anthony Gonzalez, we mentioned his inside the park home run, but before Mitch, he was a wide receiver.
Yeah,
from the Ohio State University from 04 to 06. Anthony Gonzalez, the 0-1 ball gets away from the catcher. Was it tipped? I believe it was tipped. He'll head back to first.
So a former Buckeye wide receiver, we should probably not be surprised that he would have an inside the park home run.
Correct. They got some speed, that's for sure. Was he in the same with Ted Ginn?
Those were some good Buckeye teams.
He was, yeah, absolutely. Anthony Gonzalez now the 0-2 to Gonzalez. Blake Moore stepping a lead from first. The 0-2 to Gonzalez, swing and a pop up down the right side, foul territory. Over is Huffman, but he can't get it. It's out of play. Bottom of the 3rd inning here at Nationals Park. George Wallace, Mitchell Miller. Thanks for tuning in and watching and listening wherever you are. Perfect night for baseball here, and a very entertaining, high-scoring game so far, as the Democrats lead 8-7 after scoring 3 in the first, a run in the second, 4 more in the third. Republicans put up 5 in the first and 2 more home here in the bottom of the third inning as Moore takes off for second. Throw down, not in time. Stolen base for Moore. And a 1-2 count now on Anthony Gonzalez.
And after that inside the park home run by Anthony Gonzalez, the Republicans probably not real happy with the fact that he is not running for re-election because he had been a rising star within the GOP, and he is really quite a ball player.
The 1-2 is low, 2-2. Pete Aguilar now up to 42 pitches through his 3 innings of work so far. Has an 8-7 lead.
Topsy-turvy game, back and forth.
Here's the 2-2, swinging a foul in front of him. We'll do it again. And Mitch, when you look up at the line scores, 8 runs on only 3 hits.
That says a lot, doesn't it?
It does say a lot. 7 runs, 5 hits, more like it. For the Republicans.
And it's not because it was a grand slam or anything.
No, exactly. Here's the 2-2 to Gonzalez, swinging a ground ball down to third. Ossoff picks it up. He'll throw over to first for the out. And Moore is going to head down to third on that throw. So Gonzalez grounds out to third. Moore heads over to third for the first out. And Ossoff fielding his position very nicely there. Good form, charges the ball, gets glove down. Takes one quick look back at Moore, but you have to get the play at first. You have to get the out.
The Georgia Senator showing he knows how to play the hot corner.
So Moore at third now as Mike Garcia steps in. First pitch is a strike. Garcia trying to get the run home from third here and tie this ball game. Still 1 out. And I don't know if the president is still here, Mitch. Cedric Richmond walking back now to the first base dugout, but I did not see. Maybe he went down underneath into the clubhouse and out.
It's possible.
Here's
yes.
the 0-1 shot back to Aguilar, who dives to pick up the ball, checks the runner at third,
nice
and
play.
Throws out Garcia at first. A very easy 1-3 in your scorebook.
There you go. Look at this play.
Dives to his left, comes off the mound. Very nicely done. And he had time to take a
and
quick back at
checks the
third.
runner. Very nice. Very nice.
Jake Elzy now the batter with I'd say he's got a pullover on, Mitch. A little windbreaker. He swings at the first pitch and fouls it back. 2 outs here. Bottom of the third inning.
He's got that pullover here in World Series weather, right?
Exactly. Nice little Under Armour pullover there, though. Elzy grounded back to Aguilar, his first at bat in the second inning. Aguilar in the stretch now. The 0-1 to Elzy. Ball outside. 1-1. 2 runs home for the Republicans here in the bottom of the third inning, trailing at 8-7 with 2 outs. And Blake Moore at third base. Moore singled to center. Drove in a run. The 1-1 catches the corner. 1-2 to Jake Elzy now. See if he can get bat on the ball, put it in play here, and anything can happen, as we've seen.
Yes, we have.
There's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. And the inning ends. The Republicans push 2 across. They trail at 8-7. Stubbe with the blast of the night so far. 8-7 Republicans here in Nats Park.
You are watching the annual Congressional baseball game happening this evening at Nationals Park here in Washington, D.C. Over the last century, the game's popularity has led to a foundation known as the Congressional Sports for Charity, which supports local D.C. area causes, including the Washington Literacy Center, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Washington, and the United States Capitol Police Memorial Fund. We expect the game to resume shortly. You can also watch every inning on the go with C-SPAN Now. That's our new video app. It's free to download on your mobile device.
This game has been played at a number of different venues around the area. Griffith Stadium, good old Griffith Stadium, had this game until 1962. And then moved to RFK Stadium for 10 years before the Senators left. And then guess what? Back to RFK when the Nationals came to town back in 2005. And then Nats Park built in 2008. And that's where this game has been ever since. Two historic ballparks and stadiums here in D.C. and Griffith Stadium and RFK Stadium. A lot of memories for both places. And here, of course, at Nationals Park.
Such a rich history for this game when you think about the fact that this game has been played since 1909, and it was at Griffith Stadium for a long time, for decades. And of course, Griffith Stadium, the stadium for baseball here in Washington, D.C. until the early 1960s when RFK Stadium was built. And RFK Stadium had the Senators for 10 years, and then they went to Texas. And then, as you mentioned, all of it coming back full circle briefly at RFK while the Nationals were getting ready to try to build this ballpark that we're in now. And then in 2008, this ballpark opening. And it really is an exciting moment for these lawmakers to be able to play in a major league ballpark like this. They will tell you freely about that. I mean, they're just like little kids, little leaguers. Being able to play on a field like this it doesn't matter if you're a senator or a member of Congress. It's just a big thrill for them to come out and play in this game every year.
Tom Malinowski leading off the inning with a base hit up the middle on the 1-1 from Stubbe. So Tom Malinowski leading off after grounding out to the pitcher his first at bat. And you know, we talk about not only those two stadiums, Mitch, but also you look down the list. The game went to Memorial Stadium in Baltimore for a few years, from 73 to 76. Langley High School in 1977.
Nice.
4 Mile Run Park, Prince George's Stadium, and then back to RFK in 05 when the Nationals came back. So definitely have been around.
Absolutely. Right now, New York Congressman Tom Suozzi at the plate.
And a Mets #3 jersey.
How about that? Well, he's a New Yorker through and through.
Malinowski lead off of first. Stubbe to the plate, swing, and a foul down the right side will reach the seats. By the way, you get a good look there. A pretty good crowd here.
Yeah, it filled in nicely.
Filled in nicely down the baselines, a little scattered into left field. Somebody got a souvenir from Stubbe's shot to left.
That's right. That shot down the left field line.
You don't think you're going to come to the Congressional game, sit in the outfield, and catch a home run? You know, odds aren't that great.
Probably why we didn't see a lot of people sitting in left field with a mid on, right?
There you go. You're right, and definitely not out in center field.
Right.
The 0-1 to Suozzi as Malinowski takes the lead off of first, throw over to first, and he's back. 8-7 Democrats lead here as we play the top of the 4th inning. Remember, this is a 7-inning game. Republicans the home team this year.
And the last time the Republicans won this game, the final score was 8-7, which is the current score, although the Democrats are ahead right now.
That's right, in a walk-off. They were the home team. Oh, a diving attempt down the right field line in the stands. I hope that fan is okay. He fell back a couple of rows, tried to one-hand it. Looks like he's okay. Hey, you want a baseball, you're going to go after it, right?
Maybe he needed the mitt.
Maybe exactly. Maybe he needed the mitt. Mo Brooks did not need the mitt.
That's right, when he made
base.
the one-handed grab on a great play from Kevin Brady to stop the ball and then toss it over to Mo Brooks, who barehanded it at first base. He checks the runner here.
Another throw over to first. They have an idea maybe that Malinowski seems to maybe want to start running.
Well, and they have shown a propensity to do that this entire game, haven't they?
Yes, they have. Here comes the 0-2. There's a runner down to second, but ball grounded back to Stubbe at first. He throws over to Brooks for the out, and Malinowski was taken off on the pitch, but makes it down to second, no problem. 1-3 the put out. And I can't tell, Mitch, who was walking down the third baseline. Looked like he was coming in from the dugout to a nice ovation, but walking with Cedric Richmond. We'll have to see who that is. He waved to the crowd. No, it could be a new pitcher perhaps the next inning.
Potentially. And if it is, you might be getting some encouraging words from Cedric Richmond, the longtime pitcher for the Democrats, who, as you noted earlier, has literally been carrying a baseball in his hand the entire game. If you don't think this guy wants to get out on the mound.
Malinowski takes off for third on the first offering to Ruiz. He got a great jump at second. Nobody holding him on. Stubbe didn't even look back. He's trying to steal third there. Watch him, going to get ready to go again. Ruiz steps in, flew out to right, also hit by a pitch in the first inning and scored. Stole 2 bases in that first inning as well. Cedric Richmond making his way along that third base dugout. Fist bumping, everybody wearing his New Orleans jersey. Hasn't gotten rid of that baseball yet. Now he calls Pete Aguilar over, who, Mitch, his night could be done on the mound.
Yeah, we'll have to see. This is a bit of an experiment for the Democrats. Obviously, Aguilar has not started before.
What do you mean, having to use more than one pitcher?
Exactly. You're going to have to go back into the playbook and try to figure out exactly what their strategy is there.
Malinowski dancing off a second again. There he goes. The offering to Ruiz is a strike on the corner. Throw down to third. Little closer this time, but he makes it. Safely. So Malinowski now at third with 1 out. As Davis, a little bit of a better arm behind the plate. The count now at 0-2. Check out the pitch from Stubbe here. Nice movement on it.
That's a nice pitch.
Ruiz now behind 0-2 with 1 out. Here in the fourth, Stubbe checks the runner. His 81st pitch of the night. Stubbe into the wind. And ball 1. 1-2. Can't tell the jersey he's wearing either. Ruiz. Can't see the front of it there. I'd like to give the listeners a better idea of the different jerseys that the Democrats are wearing tonight. The 1-2 to Ruiz. Stubbe from the stretch. Here it comes. 1 out. Swinging a pop-up in the infield. Who's got it? Nobody's got it. The ball's going to fall right in front of Kevin Brady, who thought that Garcia had it. Throw home is not in time. Ball gets away. Run scores. Ruiz going to hustle down to second base. Brady and Garcia looked at each other. Who's going to get it? Nobody got it. That's an easy out to give up.
Boy, that's a tough play for the Republicans because Kevin Brady is a good fielder. Clearly a little bit of miscommunication there as the ball just kind of...
And you're watching, and Brady's pointing at Garcia. He pointed at him, but that's Brady's baseball, folks. That's on the inside. That's his baseball, and then the ball hits
the New Jersey Congressman Malinowski
coming
right
home.
As he comes flying into the plate.
Allows the ball to get away, and Ruiz head down to second base. A good hustle there for Malinowski to slide, and it's safe at home. So run home. 9-7 our score here, as Jared Huffman now will stand in with Ruiz at second.
I like the grit that we've seen with the players from both sides going into the base.
I agree.
They're running hard.
Huffman 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. Scored a run back in the first. Here comes Stubbe's first offering. He's running down to third as Ruiz. No throw. Another stolen base. That's Ruiz's third of the night. They're running. Somebody's been doing some scouting, Mitch.
Clearly, yeah. They have decided they were going to run all night, and they have thus far, and we're only in the fourth inning.
Ruiz dancing off third again. Here comes the 0-1 to Huffman. Ball 1. Democrats have won 10 of the last 11. The 2016 walk-off, which we've mentioned, 8-7, the Republicans win, and before that, the Republicans had won 11 of 12, so a streaky series here.
It really is interesting how that works.
The 1-1 is low for a ball. 2-1.
Kind of like, although at a different playing level, the Major League All-Star game, where you see the National League or the American League kind of dominate for a long period of time, and you never think the other side is going to win, and then all of a sudden they rip off a bunch of wins.
2-1 the count. Runner at third base is Raul Ruiz. 1 out here in the fourth. Stubbe's offering, and he pokes at it. Does Huffman down to short. Garcia scoops, throw it to first. He's out, but now down the line comes Ruiz to score. I don't think Brooks realized he was coming home, and Ruiz scores the 10th run of the night for the Democrats.
Ruiz really got about 45 feet down the 90-foot line and just hung there for a moment, and as soon as he saw the ball go to Mo Brooks at first base, he took off and scored easily.
Did Garcia looking back at all?
I don't think so.
Ruiz dancing back perfectly, waiting for the throw to first. Perfect timing. And the crowd reaction again for John Ossoff. He seemed to be lots of reaction here tonight when he bats.
Ossoff has shown some flashes of really good fielding out at third base tonight.
Yes, he has.
That could also be some partisan cheering for him, since he basically his election helped the Democrats get the 50 senators that they have, which gives them a very tenuous but nonetheless majority in the Senate.
Ossoff tonight 0 for 1, hit by a pitch, stole a base and scored. Here's the 1-1 from Stubbe. Swing and a shot towards right center. That's going to get down in front of Elzy. He picks it up, gets the ball back in. A nice 2-out single for John Ossoff.
So showing it out in the field and now at the plate.
Put a good swing on it too. A little fastball up high.
And you know, since he's got that McGriff jersey on, doing the brave proud there.
Another batter tonight, Mitch, without batting gloves. And I tell you what, you can hear that metal bat.
It's lucky it's
Some
not.
of it might hurt.
It's not. It's lucky it's not 20 degrees colder.
That's very true. 10-7 our score here, top of the fourth inning. George Wallace, Mitchell Miller here with you high atop Nationals Park, the Congressional baseball game for the 86th time. The Democrats with the lead. Colin Allred, our batter now, who walked, stole the base, and scored his last time up in the third. Stubbe at 90 pitches, Mitch. We didn't get a scouting report before on how long his skipper was going to let him go. Roger Williams.
Roger Williams, is he going to let him go into the high 100s? We don't know. We'll have to see.
Ossoff dancing off first. 1-0. Strike one to Colin Allred, the former linebacker in the NFL.
But really, how do you pull Stubbe after he's been pitching and then he also hit the home run?
Well,
out
remember
of
in
the
this
ballpark?
game, you don't have to. You can
That's
still
true.
bat. You may
That's true.
bat.
All kinds of rules in this game.
That's right. Ossoff takes his lead from first. He's running. Here's the 1-1 is high. Throw down to second. Not in time. Another stolen base. That's Ossoff's third of the night.
Wow.
He stole 2 in the third inning.
One of the younger lawmakers playing tonight.
Two and one, Ossoff at second base. A little bit of a lead. Trying to hold him on is Kevin Brady a little bit. Here comes the offering from Stubbe, is fouled back to the screen. 2-2.
And you know, you mentioned that they have played more than 80 times, and as we talked about at the outset of this broadcast, the fact that it is 42-42 and one tie, it's really amazing that it is that evenly divided.
It really is. When you think of the streaks that have happened,
right,
too. 2-2, 2 outs. Ossoff off second. Here comes Stubbe's 2-2 swing and a miss. Got him swinging. Allred with the strikeout and the third out of the inning as the Democrats push 2 more across and have a 10-7 lead.
2. They're passing the Nationals bullpen into that right field corner, which is always tricky. Who takes the inside? Teddy does. George is on the outside against the wall. It's coming down to the wire. The winner's going to be Teddy!
This is Nationals Park in Washington, D.C., where the annual Congressional baseball game is underway. Proceeds from this event go toward local D.C. charities. A short time ago, President Biden made an appearance at the ballpark alongside House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. He was seen visiting with lawmakers from both parties in the first and third base dugouts. We expect the game to resume shortly, and a reminder, if you can't be in front of your television, you can follow every minute on the go with C-SPAN Now, our new video app that's free to download on your mobile device.
The Congressional baseball game benefits the nonprofit Congressional Sports for Charity Foundation, which supports vulnerable children and families in the Washington, D.C. area. To learn more or donate, please visit www.congressionalbaseball.org. The President's Race, a fixture here at Nationals Park in the fourth inning of every Nationals game, and Teddy with the win tonight. Steve Scalise batting leadoff here in the fourth inning and pops out to John Ossoff at third. One pitch, one away here in the third inning, and the fourth inning, I should say, excuse me.
Steve Scalise showing some nice hustle down the baseline.
So Steve Scalise back at the top of the order after taking an at-bat off. See, again,
right.
You can miss an at-bat and then come back and get your spot back at the top of the lineup.
Amazing how that works, right?
Oh, we just got to keep everybody on their toes. Aguilar back out to work as well, and here comes Kevin Brady. First pitch swinging over the head of the shortstop into left field for a single. Kevin Brady on base for the first time tonight with a one-out single here in the bottom of the fourth. And a pinch runner again, or not again, he hasn't been on base yet, but a pinch runner for Kevin Brady here in the fourth. August Pfluger, the batter now, reached on an error in the first inning, came around to score. First pitch outside for a ball. The 1-0 is hit up the middle, past the diving Raul Ruiz into center field, and Brady around second. He'll head to third. So first and third now for the Republicans with one out.
Pfluger with the seeing eyeball into center field. As we mentioned earlier, he played college baseball at the Air Force Academy, so he's one of the new standout players for the Republicans.
And here comes Greg Stubbe. Everybody back up. Back up. That's what Jimmy Panetta is doing in left field. He is back. I mean, that's a major league depth right now in left field. Here's the first pitch to Stubbe.
And it's way outside. Not taking any chances on that first pitch.
Because, look, one swing of the bat, and this thing could be tied.
That's right.
First and third, one out. The 1-0 to Stubbe, ripped down the line, and it hits the runner at third. He's out. If he's hit in foul territory, he is not out. If he's hit, it's Fleischman who's the pinch runner. Looks like he got hit under the arm. That was a shot as well by Stubbe, but I think, and this is why, Mitch, you always, off third base, you stand in foul territory.
Right,
because of that. And he is okay, and he's trying to fire up the crowd.
He's getting the crowd fired up.
See, he's in third, he's in foul territory, and he gets hit under the arm there. So he is going to be able to stay on third. Stubbe stays at the plate. Thumbs up for everybody. Everybody's happy. I'm sure that hurt, though.
Wow.
We don't have the off-the-bat velocity here.
But I would say Stubbe probably has one of the higher velocities. He has ripped a couple of balls that were foul down the left field line, in addition to home run.
Speaking of ripping the ball down the line on the very first pitch of the third inning, just look at that swing, the follow through with the hips and everything.
Unreal.
And I just saw that for the first time. You get a fist bump from Murphy as he crossed home plate, the catcher. The 1-2 is ripped up the middle for a base hit.
Partisan moment there.
As Fleischman will come around to score. Here comes Pfluger around to score. Ball gets away, down back to the screen, and Stubbe around second. He's going to try for third. Will we get a throw down to third? We do, but it's too late. He's into third standing up. 2 runs are home, and this is a 10-9 ball game.
Stubbe helping his own cause again. Boy, and he went outside of the strike zone to get that ball, too.
Smiling down at third. Of course he's smiling. He's had a heck of a night. He did go outside. The catcher, Murphy, was standing up. He went out and got that. So Stubbe now will get a pinch runner so he can come in and get ready to pitch and stay in this game as we saw him do before. And we have a pinch runner, a pinch hitter here. We do. John Molinar is pinch hitting, and he takes a strike. Pinch hitting for Mo Brooks here in the 4th inning. 2 runs are home, 10-9. Stubbe stands at third. There's the 0-1 hit.
Michigan
out to
lawmaker
right
deep to
field
right.
to Adam Smith. He makes the catch. Stubbe's going to tag. Good throw coming in actually from right field, but not enough as Stubbe crosses home plate to tie this game at 10. A sac fly, and we are tied at 10. Molinar, the pinch hit sac fly to tie this ball game. Got good aluminum on that one, Mitch, out to right.
He did. That was a nice sacrifice fly. The Michigan lawmaker ties up the game, and you can just see the excitement on the Republican side.
That's what you're put in there to do when you pinch hit. You drive in a run, right?
That's right.
Drive in a run. Molinar with the pinch hit sac fly will bring Blake Moore to the plate. Blake Moore already tonight has had a heck of a night, including one of the inside the park home runs. Is he showing bunt right now? He's just faking it. 2 for 3 on the evening with the home run.
Republicans with 3 home runs.
There's the 1-0 is inside for a ball. 2-0.
How about this? 10-10 in the 4th inning.
We've seen a lot of runs, but you know what though? It's actually been a well-played game. There's a shot down to third. Ossoff scoops it. Long throw across the diamond, and he gets him.
Wow.
Great play down at third by Ossoff as Moore grounds out to end the inning, but not before the Republicans come back to tie this game at 10. Everybody's fired up. Come on back for the finish. This is good, folks. We're tied at 10.
Congressional baseball game is underway here at Nationals Park in Washington, D.C., an annual tradition that goes all the way back to 1909, bringing together lawmakers from both sides of the aisle, playing on behalf of local D.C. area charities. Our on-air commentary comes courtesy of WTOP Radio. We expect the game to resume shortly. A reminder that if you can't be in front of your television, you can still follow every minute on the go with C-SPAN Now. That's our new video app that's free to download on your mobile device.
This Saturday, it's another huge slate of college football right here on Fox. Join the Big Noon Kickoff crew for the biggest pregame party of the weekend, live from Madison. Followed by Big Noon Saturday as Wisconsin hosts number 14 Michigan. Then Spencer Rattler and the 6th-ranked Sooners face K-State. It all starts Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern on Fox. Another big weekend getting out of the conference play here, Mitch. College football.
Love it.
All right, we go to the 5th inning. Jimmy Panetta leading off against Stubbe, who is at 95 pitches. Did we have a over-under? What that was going to be allowed to go?
125,
mid-20s, mid-120s, right?
Mid-120s.
Panetta having a night so far tonight. 2 triples. He's driven in 4 and scored twice. Here's the 1-0, a swing and hit out to center field. Blake Moore over his head. He misjudged it. Here comes, I bet, another triple. This one could get inside the park home run, though, for Panetta. As he's rounding second, ball being thrown in, bobbled out there by Garcia. Panetta stops at third. He stopped at third. Why did he stop at third?
He's going.
And here comes the relay to the plate. The slide, the head first slide, he's safe.
What a play. What a play.
Another head-first slide by Jimmy Panetta, this time at home. And we almost had a play at the plate, but an inside-the-park home run after a hesitation at third. The entire dugout out to greet him.
Absolutely going bananas. Jimmy Panetta.
I'm exhausted watching that.
The son of former CIA director Leon Panetta has to be enjoying this game.
He stopped at third. He stopped at third. No, come on, throw the ball, throw the ball. I'm going. I'm going to make, hesitation. Now he's going to get on his horse and another head first slide. And we almost had Davis with the catch. He almost tagged him on his back. Adam Smith, first pitch swinging out to center field, drops right behind second base. I'm still trying to catch my breath after Jimmy Panetta.
I think Jimmy Panetta has set an unofficial Congressional baseball game record with 3 head-first slides, all of them successful, 2 for triples and 1 for an inside-the-park home run.
All right, are we giving him an inside-the-park home run on that?
Well,
I'm not the official scorer, folks, so we're going to get it. We're going to get a ruling on that. We'll see what happens. We'll have to go back and rule it, and we'll get a judge on it. We'll get an official score on
whether he actually has 3 triples instead of 2 triples and an inside the park.
Definitely has a triple. Adam Smith, by the way, with the single. Let's take another look at it. He stops at third, takes a look, takes a breath, and then realizes that the ball's that hour. Here's everybody yelling, and then decides to take off to home. Stumbles, bumbles, almost tagged by Davis as he falls into home plate with yet another head first slide. And if we're grading the slides, I'm going to go. His first one into third was the best one. This was 2. And
the earlier one was the third best.
The one in the third inning was, he didn't even put his hands out. He kind of just fell.
Right.
Here's Greg Stanton, his first appearance tonight. Pinch hitting for Aguilar. Ground ball down third, past into left field, past the bag. That's
Arizona
a fair ball.
Lawmaker ripped it.
Stanton into second. And Adam Smith rounding third. A play at the plate. Nice throw by Pfluger to Davis, who tags out
Beautiful
Smith
throw.
at the plate. Great relay from Gonzalez to Pfluger to home to Davis, and Smith is out at the plate.
Nice throw.
Great
with the relay.
And had him beat. The ball was waiting for him. So Greg Stanton is at second with the double. And here we go. We're going to get Another pinch hitter, Linda Sanchez, much to the delight of the crowd.
Loving it.
And Mitch, I believe this is the 19th game she is playing it.
She is one of the first women to ever play in this game. Women did not play in the Congressional baseball game until 1993, and Linda Sanchez started playing soon thereafter. She has been playing in a lot of these games, always a crowd favorite in this game.
Oh, absolutely. And she's up there to swing the bat as well. Takes a strike from Stubbe.
No doubt.
Infield in. Stanton is at second base after the great relay throw home. And Sanchez up there swinging. Fouls it back. Takes a walk around, fixes her helmet. Stands back into the box. A couple of practice swings. 2 batting gloves, Mitch, from Linda Sanchez.
Making up for those who didn't wear any batting gloves,
That's right. Stubbe from the stretch. The 0-2. 1 out here in the 5th. Here's the 0-2. Ball high, 1-2. And that is pitch 101, by the way, for Stubbe tonight.
Over the 100 mark. Stubbe, a workhorse.
I wonder if Davey Martinez is here scouting this. Nationals were on the road today, actually, here in Colorado. 1-2. There's a swing by Sanchez and a base hit through the right side into right field. Elsie comes up with it. And Sanchez down to first to a huge standing ovation.
Nice hustle.
A single by Linda Sanchez going the opposite way. The crowd loves it. Good piece of hitting there.
Democratic faithful really giving her a big charge of applause. She's going to get a pinch runner for all that effort.
And well deserved as well. Put it right between first and second. The entire dugout out to greet her.
Here comes everybody out to greet her, giving high fives all the way around here for Linda Sanchez, California Congresswoman.
And Mitch, the swing, perfect, and then just put her head down and started hustling down the line to first.
Getting some nice hugs there from teammates.
And the pinch runner taking off to second, a stolen base. Another look at Sanchez's single going the opposite way.
Nice.
Look at the crowd. Look at the crowd behind her. Level swing by Sanchez. Stubbe now into the stretch and a strike on the outside corner.
We've had so many moments during this game for both sides. It's really been entertaining.
And the pinch runner, we don't know who the pinch runner is at second with 1 out and an 0-1. Swing and a foul back to the screen. 0-2.
Andy Levin, the Michigan congressman, batting from the left side.
Wearing an Alan Trammell jersey.
Very nice. As a longtime Tiger fan, I can appreciate that.
There you go. So we've seen an Alan Trammell tonight. We've seen a Fred McGriff.
That's right.
The 0-2 to Levin. Stubbe from the stretch. Runner taking off for third. Ball inside.
Oh, they've got 2 runners.
2 runners held up now at third. You can't do both. And Davis goes back and tags him out.
Oh, my.
Stanton was at third. And Cardenas was the pinch runner. That's when we got a good look now from second base, as he took off for third. But
this is a very unusual situation.
So Stanton is standing there at third. Cardenas took off for third, and Davis went back. He could technically tag them both here. One, and then if he had gotten to Cardenas there, it would have been a double play.
Right.
Yes, he almost had both. Look at it. Davis won, and then he could have tagged him out at third.
That is something that you don't see every day in baseball.
So a 2-2 count with 2 outs now. Cardenas down at third now after Stanton out at third. There's a swing and a ground ball to second. Brady up with it, over to first to Brooks, who picks it up for the 3rd out of the inning. The Democrats take the lead, however, in the top of the 5th inning, as Panetta stumbles home. 11-10. Democrats going to the bottom of the 5th inning.
This is Nationals Park in Washington, D.C., where the annual Congressional baseball game is underway. Proceeds from this event go toward local D.C. charities. A short time ago, President Biden made an appearance at the ballpark alongside House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. He was seen visiting with lawmakers from both parties in the first and third base dugouts. We expect the game to resume shortly, and a reminder, if you can't be in front of your television, you can follow every minute on the go with C-SPAN Now, our new video app that's free to download on your mobile device.
The crowd enjoying this one here. Checking the update for some scoring plays. Republicans trail this one, Mitch, 11-10. You know they could use right about now? How about a Hall of Famer?
That's right, Steve Largent, the former Republican congressman from Oklahoma. He was a real gamer in this competition. Always a great pitcher, actually, in addition to being a great football player. Of course, was often on the other end of those throws from Jim Zorn, the former one-time Redskins quarterback, now the Washington football team.
Gonzalez rips the 0-1 into left field in front of Panetta, who dives. It gets past him. Gonzalez is going to make it into second easily with a double. Gonzalez 2 for 3 on the night, including that inside the park home run. Speaking of receivers.
Right, absolutely. Well, that was Panetta trying to make a play somewhat like Steve Largent on the football field there. Panetta, as we've talked about, known for just putting it all out on the field there with a headlong slide, trying to get that ball. Gonzalez, of course, former NFL player, he is a hitter.
So a leadoff double here in the 5th inning. Ball gets past Murphy, and Gonzalez will head down to third. So Republicans looking to tie this thing up. Nobody out, runner at third.
See if Michigan Congressman Bill Huizenga.
Bill Huizenga pinch hitting for Mike Garcia. But Garcia could come back. Aguilar still in this game from the stretch. Ball outside, 2-0. He's up to 68 pitches on the night. Stubbe with over 100 pitches so far for the Republicans. 2-0 to Huizenga. The runner at third is Anthony Gonzalez after the leadoff double. Whoa!
Behind him.
Look out.
Look out for that pitch.
Stares him down a little bit. Had a little bit of control issues, but all in all, though, between the both starting pitchers,
not bad. Right, not bad.
11-9-3 for the Democrats, 10-9-3 for the Republicans. Here's the 3-0, swinging on 3-0. Hot shot past shortstop into left field, and an RBI for pinch hitter Bill Huizenga, and this game is tied at 11.
Gonzalez ties it up, scoring in the run.
Huizenga is going to be lifted for a pinch runner. He points to the crowd. All right, brand new ball game. And we're going to get a pitching change here. Pete Aguilar is going to be relieved here and will go play third base. Is that John Ossoff?
John Ossoff, I believe, is going to take the mound.
So Aguilar, after 70 pitches, the runner at first is still Aguilar's responsibility as he leads for for John Ossoff here. Aguilar will go take Ossoff's place at third. And right on cue, here comes Cedric Richmond out to third base. I'm telling you, he just loves being around this game. He comes out to congratulate Aguilar on a job well done. 70 pitches. So while McGriff takes the mound, not McGriff, it's John Ossoff, I know. How about a pitcher that everybody could use right now?
That's right.
Jim Bunning, there he is.
Jim Bunning, who of course threw a perfect game when he was playing against the Mets, which unfortunately Mets fans do recall, but so do Philly fans. And Bunning was thought to be going to be a real ace for the Republicans, and he did pitch some good games, but he also had some tough games too, and just shows that some of the athletes on the Democratic side were able to get their bat around a guy who basically could shut out and really silence another team in his major league career. Really had a great career in the major leagues, but also a member of the House as well as the Senate in Congress.
You want to see? Here comes Jim Ossoff now. John Ossoff will take the mound in relief of Pete Aguilar, who threw 70 pitches on the night. The runner at first base is Bill Huizenga. It is his responsibility. And on the first pitch, he's running. Ball high, throw
right
down
away
to second base, and a stolen base for Huizenga. Actually, it's not Huizenga. He came out of the game. It's Timmons who's the pinch runner.
The pinch runner.
So Timmons with some speed on the base paths now, down to second into scoring position. He's the go-ahead run. The 1-0 is a strike. Ball down, throw down to third.
South Carolina lawmaker showing some speed
base
on the base paths.
And I'll tell you what, right now, Roger Williams pushing all the right buttons as far as
absolutely
pinch running,
yep,
situational baseball. The 1-1 to Murphy, swing and a miss. Greg Murphy batting now. Pinch hitting for Jake Elsey.
Yeah, so we saw in the early part of the game the Democrats really emphasizing a lot of stealing, and then as the game has worn on, we've seen the Republicans also giving the green light to players on the base paths, and partly as a result of that, as well as the power of the Republican team, they have brought it back to a tie game, and we are knotted at 11-11.
Murphy at 2-2 now. Here comes Ossoff's offering inside and hit him on the arm.
Ouch.
Dead ball. The runner cannot advance to home. Timmons has to go back, excuse me, to third.
Nice to see no ill feelings there after the hit by pitch.
And the dugout, before he gets pinch run for, has to touch, telling me he has to touch first
He has
base.
to actually touch the base.
You actually
correct.
have to get to first. Let's take a look at the pitch inside. Hit him on the arm. Oh, that got him too. That ball was moving, it looks like. All right, so Timmons at third. And Kevin Hearn now will be the batter. Pinch runner taking off on the first pitch. Another.
That was a little bit of a belly flop, I think, on that stolen base there, but nonetheless.
And that we'll get an ID on that runner, but he got to second and then decided to fall down. And now he's dancing up off second already. He can't go anywhere though, because Timmons is on third. Very anxious.
I like the energy though.
Kevin Hearn will bat now. The representative from Oklahoma. The 1-1 from Ossoff. Runners at second and third, nobody out. Puts the bat on this one and pops it up. Second baseman Ruiz under it, makes the catch. And for the out.
Republicans, though, still with two players in potential scoring position here.
And we're getting into the heart of the lineup here.
Yep. Kevin Brady.
Kevin Brady.
Long-time player.
Ossoff takes a peek at second. Swing and a miss by Brady.
Brady would no doubt love to put his team ahead right here.
Is that Van Taylor at second base? Looks like Taylor out there at second base, dancing off the bag. Second and third. Here's the 0-1. Ball outside, 1-1. Ossoff in relief of Pete Aguilar, who went 4 innings plus 2 batters. The 1-1 to Brady.
Oh,
and
nice.
a shot down the third base side, foul.
Got ahead of that one.
Reached the seats, definitely got ahead of that one. He had thoughts of giving the Republicans a 2-run lead.
Absolutely.
Kevin Brady's played a pretty good second base tonight.
He
Did
has.
have an error, but he also had a tough play as well when he threw the ball to Brooks, who barehanded it.
Tough
The
play.
1-2 to Brady is outside, 2-2.
That was one of the more memorable plays in a game that has had many memorable plays, both good and bad, but a lot of good plays.
Correct. Ossoff with the black Atlanta Braves hat as well, the cap. Here's the 2-2 to Brady. Swing and a sort of a pop down to third base. And Aguilar fields it, or I should say catches it in foul territory for the second out. So Brady fouls out to Aguilar at third for the second out of the night inning, and August Pfluger now to the plate, has a chance to give the Republicans a lead here. And Ossoff trying to keep it right where it is. 2 in scoring position.
This is a good matchup.
Pfluger. The first pitch from Ossoff is outside for a ball. Ossoff in relief of Pete Aguilar, trying to keep it right where it is. 1 run home for the Republicans. Still 2 on. Here comes the 1-0 to Pfluger. Swinging a shot over the shortstop Malinowski's head into left field. That'll bring 2 runs home. Pfluger doing exactly what he came up to do. Give the Republicans a 2-run lead. He's pumped up at first base with the 2 RBI single. The Republicans lead it 13-11.
Nice rip.
Very nice rip.
Well, I do have to say, George, our scouting report and our immense staff that we have as we scout the game out was pretty much on the mark. We knew that Pfluger could potentially be a really good player for the Republicans, a new player, a Texas congressman, played college baseball for the Air Force Academy, and he comes through here with a big 2 RBI single.
Zach Shore is our statistician tonight / engineer. The scouting department.
Oh yeah, and he does a really good job of managing his staff as well.
Here comes Greg Stubbe, the offering. He fouls out to Jared Huffman in foul territory, but not before August Pfluger comes through with the 2 RBI single to give the Republicans the lead, 13-11 here, heading to the 6th.
Lawmakers from both political parties are at Nationals Park this evening for the annual Congressional baseball game. The first game was held back in 1909, and despite its appeal, the event has occurred off and on over the years because of interruptions due to the Great Depression, the Second World War, and intervention by House leadership. Last year's game was canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic. We expect things to resume shortly. You can watch every inning on the go with C-SPAN Now. That's our new video app, and it's free to download on your mobile device.
A good time in the center field. Red Porch, Ultra Loft. It's changed names a lot of times here at Nationals Park. But nonetheless, everybody still has a good time out there. 13-11, the Republicans on top, plating 3 in the bottom of the 5th inning as we go to the top of the 6th inning here. Greg Stubbe out to pitch the 6th, Mitch. He's at 108 pitches right now. And Hakeem Jeffries stepping to the plate as a pinch hitter.
And that's his first appearance. Hakeem Jeffries, the head of the Democratic caucus. By the way, off the field, many have mentioned him as a possible future House Speaker if the Democrats were able to hold on to the Senate, or hold on to the House rather. Republicans, of course, have other ideas for the midterms next year. But Hakeem Jeffries definitely over the years has been a rising star within the Democratic Party.
Greg Stubbe out to work the 6th.
Stubbe, a workhorse. How about it?
You know what? And we have a lot of candidates for player of the game so far.
That is true.
In this one. Stubbe into the wind. Here's the 1-2 out. Oh, we got him looking on the outside corner. Jeffries.
Wow.
Can't believe it. That may not be the best play of the evening, but we've seen some good ones tonight, Mitch.
Absolutely.
Including fielding. Adam Smith throwing at Timmons at the plate, trying to get the acrobatic at home, but a great tag. And then, of course, Brady to Brooks, the 2 bare hands to get the out. And here comes Ruiz now to the plate. And he takes a ball high. Raul Ruiz, the leadoff batter.
Who likes to run if he gets on base.
He scored twice tonight and has stolen 3 bases. The 1-0 to Ruiz, a strike on the inside corner. And perhaps the best play of the night, Mitch, Greg Stubbe with the leadoff home run, first pitch in the 3rd inning, the blast, to left field. Gets a fist bump from Chris Murphy at the plate, and then his entire team coming out to greet him because, let's face it, not many people here could do that.
And as we noted at the time, we believe that was the first out-of-the-park home run in this game since Ron Paul, the father of Rand Paul, hit a home run in the late 70s.
The 2-1 to Ruiz, a ground ball to short. Garcia bobbles it, but then picks it up and throws to Brooks for the out to get Ruiz hustling down the first base for the 2nd out of the inning. Garcia, that was a hot shot, a little in-between hop there. Bobbled it for a second, but picked it up and got it over to Brooks.
We've seen a lot of really nice plays in the infield.
We really have.
There's been some really good play in the infield. Now, on the other hand, we have seen some plays in the outfield that haven't gone quite as well. Sometimes it's maybe just because they weren't in position when the ball came off the bat.
Not used to the lights, not used to the field.
Exactly.
Now, Colin Allred, he bobbled 1, yes, but the other 2 were way over his head. He didn't have a chance.
Right, exactly. But we have seen really a lot of good plays in this game.
Here comes Jared Huffman now with 2 outs here and nobody on in the 6th. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
You know, when you consider how much do these guys actually play during a given year, you know, yes, they practice a few times before this game. Some of them may do a little bit more play during the year than others, but for the most part, it's really pretty nice how they can all come together on a night like this and just give it their all.
Now, I looked up, and I don't know if this is legit, but it says the Republicans have been practicing since May. Is that possible?
That is possible, yes, because their skipper, Roger Williams, has made it clear over the last several years that he wants to really practice. He wants to get them to stop this Democratic losing streak to the Democrats. And so when they get a chance, they do begin practice as early as they can.
The 3-1 to Huffman is low in the dirt, ball 4, and we have to be thinking that Stubbe could be getting the end of the line here, Mitch, at 120 pitches now.
Wow.
Maybe like to see him get through the 6th, but he's had a heck of a night so far. 120 pitches, 69 strikes, 51 balls for Stubbe, and he hit a home run. What else do you want?
Right. Exactly.
I know he would like to get this quick third out and maybe come out and try and get a quick 1, 2, 3, 7th. We're going to get a pinch runner now for Huffman as he heads down to first on the walk. And here comes John Ossoff to the plate.
Right. Now, if Stubbe could get them out with a quick third out, as you mentioned, they might be able to bring him back out for the 7th inning.
He may not get a chance right now.
Well, here we go.
We'll see what the call is going to be. He's going to check on him, see how he's feeling. Roger Williams comes out there talking to him in his TCU ball cap. Brings his infield in.
Interesting that this is taking place with 2 outs, so they're not taking anything for granted.
And you know what? I don't think he's going to make a pitching change right now. I think he's just going over the what they're going to do right now. And he's asking Stubbe how he feels. Stubbe's getting pats on the back, but I don't see him leaving yet. We'll see what the call is going to be here. 120 pitches.
Well, my guess is...
And there is going to be a pitching change. Stubbe's going to depart on 120 pitches. We'll be back. The Congressional baseball game benefits the nonprofit Congressional Sports for Charity Foundation, which supports vulnerable children and families in the Washington, D.C. area. To learn more or to donate, please visit www.congressionalbaseball.org. Look at that beautiful shot of the Lincoln Memorial on a perfect night here. Early fall. We'll call it early fall, right?
Early fall. This
fall,
is just perfect weather. As we mentioned earlier, it's like take your pick, baseball playoff weather, World Series weather, just a really perfect night for baseball.
All right, so John Ossoff at the plate, and it looks like August Pfluger is our new pitcher.
A new player on the Republican team, and now in a really clutch situation here, potentially.
Pfluger from the stretch. And a throw down to first base, and oh no, they're not going to get the pinch runner down there. Got to be careful out there. There's a pinch runner, which we do not have an ID on yet.
Mo Brooks doing a little jabbering with him down there.
With the Saints jersey. And the Saints running on the 1-0 pitch, throw down to second. Not in time. And there is no name on the back of that jersey either, so you'll have to bear with us for a minute here. But nonetheless, it is he is on second base with 2 outs here, and John Ossoff at the plate. Republicans with a 13-11 lead. And Pfluger into the stretch. Look at the speed, Mitch. Look at the speed as he's getting down to second base.
Take it off and just getting down to second base.
And now we're going to get a pinch runner, it looks like, again for the pinch runner. He says, "You're pulling me? Come on."
Double pinch runner.
Look at, he doesn't like it. Look at this. Oh, come on. Alan Trammell's going out to run at second base.
Good hustle, though.
Flying around the bases. So he will leave to a nice ovation. Took second base. And now more speed, perhaps, at second. Ossoff still at the plate.
So.
2-0, 2 outs. Pfluger from the stretch. Here's the 2-0 outside, 3-0. You got the cleanup batter and Colin Allred on deck, Mitch. Not something you want to mess with, I would think, if you are Pfluger in this situation in a 2-run game, a 3-0 count. Let's see if he's got the green light. Ball outside, doesn't need it.
As we often talk about in politics, we're at a potential inflection point here in the ball game.
Nicely done. Davis going to go out and talk to his pitcher. So Stubbe goes 5 2/3. The runner at second is his responsibility.
Correct.
Aguilar 4 innings plus through 70 pitches. Stubbe threw 120. That's just workhorse, folks. All right, here we go. First and second, 2 out. Colin Allred, the cleanup batter at the plate. Pfluger from the stretch. Here's the first offering, high and tight, ball 1.
Tough position for Pfluger to come in, just new to the team, and now he's basically pitching with the game on the line.
The 1-0 swing and a foul back to the screen. 1-1. Big out here if they can get it, because look who's on deck. Jimmy Panetta. All he does is triple, scores, slides.
He is a gamer, that is for sure.
Pfluger comes set. The 1-1 to Allred. Inside, almost hit him, but ball gets past Davis. Down to second and third go the runners. So now both in scoring position. And Allred a big chance here to tie this ball game with one swing of the bat.
Very interesting point in the game here.
Big spot for the former linebacker, NFL linebacker for the Tennessee Titans. Pfluger steps behind the mound. Takes a deep breath. Now back. Comes set. From the stretch. The 2-1. Outside. Ball 3.
Now, do you let Allred swing freely here on a 3-1 count? 2 outs.
His power, I don't know, but Pfluger can't find the plate right now. Here comes the 3-1. He's swinging, and he fouls it back. 3-2. Here's the pitch of the game so far, folks.
It is. This is it.
13-11. Republicans lead the Democrats. 3-2, 2 outs, 2 runners on for the Democrats, second and third. A base hit ties this game.
The proverbial payoff pitch.
Colin Allred stands in. Here comes the 3-2 from Pfluger. Oh, it hit him. He's going to take first. Everybody's okay. He gives the thumbs up, but he heads down to first. Last thing you want to do is hit him.
Well, he is a former linebacker, so I think he's okay.
You're right. Absolutely. So now Pfluger in some trouble. Let's take another look and see where it hit him. Oh, I don't even think it did, actually. It went up his head. It went above his head, didn't it?
Wow.
Did not hit him. Nope.
Wow.
It did not hit him.
How about that?
I'll tell you what, heck of a job getting out of the way.
Wow. Just about hit the helmet.
All right.
The always dangerous Jimmy Panetta.
What do you do here?
California congressman.
Nowhere to put him, folks. Nowhere to put him. Pfluger.
Democrats on their feet on one side of the ballpark here.
For the sign. Here's the first pitch to Panetta. Swing and a drive down the right field, or not right field, but in the first base side. A foul ball. All Panetta has done tonight is produce. The first inning slide triple into third, and then another triple in the third inning. Here comes the 0-1 is low. 1-1. Back-to-back triples in the first and third, and then in the fifth, we're going to give him the home run. It looks like we're going to give him the home run in the fifth inning. Give him the solo home run. There's the 1-1. Is a foul ball. We talked about the fifth inning. Here it is. Pineda leading off the fifth. Over Blake Moore's head, stumbled, stopped at third, decided to come home, stopped again, and then fell into home plate. We're going to give him the home run. The official score says we're giving him the home run. A 1-2 spot now for Jimmy Pineda. Even a chance to be more of a hero right now. Pfluger comes set. Here's the 1-2 from the stretch. Oh, he wanted a strike three. They're calling it. He wanted to ring him up. Did he swing? I don't know if he swung, but they're ringing him up. Davis tags him out. Pfluger gets out of the inning, strikes out Pineda, who was 3 for 3. Pfluger's getting congratulations. The Democrats leave him loaded, and the Republicans have a 13-11 lead. We're going bottom 6.
The Congressional baseball game is underway here at Nationals Park in Washington, D.C., an annual tradition that goes all the way back to 1909, bringing together lawmakers from both sides of the aisle, playing on behalf of local D.C. area charities. Our on-air commentary comes courtesy of WTOP Radio. We expect the game to resume shortly. A reminder that if you can't be in front of your television, you can still follow every minute on the go with C-SPAN Now. That's our new video app that's free to download on your mobile device.
Bottom of the sixth inning here at Nationals Park in our nation's capital. The Republicans leading the Democrats 13-11. Here's the Congressional baseball game. And you want more Hall of Famers? How about Bill Bradley?
That is who the Democrats would want right now. The New Jersey senator. I know he was a basketball player, but he was a great athlete, and the Democrats, down by 2 runs now, could use a Hall of Fame kind of performance.
How about when he played at Princeton? It's averaging 30 points a game.
Unbelievable.
3 years, 30 points a game.
Then had the
anybody could use him right now.
Right, exactly. New York Knicks could use him right now.
The Knicks. All right, Randy Feenstra leading off here as a pinch hitter for Mo Brooks as we play the bottom of the sixth inning as John Ossoff back out to work after his inning.
How about John Ossoff, new to the Senate, gets elected, helps the Democrats to get to the 50-50 mark, and now here he is with the game on the line, pitching for the Democrats in the Congressional baseball game.
Came in to get 3 outs in that 5th inning, but not before Republicans put 3 across. Here's the 1-2. Foul back to the screen, stays alive. Left-handed batter is Randy. A very well played game. I won't say, I mean, each side has 3 errors, but with the amount of runs that have been scored, the amount of hits.
Right.
It's been well played. We've seen some nice fielding plays. We've seen some bare hands. We've seen some relays from left field. We've seen a throw out of the plate from right field.
Right. We've seen there's been a lot of highlights in this game. It's been a really good game. And as you know, there have been games in the past that have not been so great. There was one, I believe it was 22-0. But this game has been tight. It's been back and forth. There's been some great fielding, as you mentioned. The pitching hasn't been too bad. And a lot of power hitting. Really a good competitive game.
All right, you ready for the trivia question part of the program?
All right, let's hear it.
The largest margin of victory was what?
I thought the one that I just mentioned, the 22-0.
Neither of us were at this game or around for this game. 1928. Democrats 36-4.
36-4. Are you sure that wasn't a football game?
And there,
two safeties maybe on one side?
Swings and misses for out number one here in the 6th inning. 36-4. Now, there's no run limit, I guess. No mercy rule in the
Absolutely not. Well, these two sides wouldn't have any mercy for the other side anyway.
That's exactly right. And no, we do not have highlights of that game either. Ossoff with one out here in the 6th. Here comes Blake Moore, who's had a day. Stands in from the right side. Ossoff into the wind and the pitch. Strike on the outside corner. A home run, inside the park home run for Moore. And then a single with an RBI in the 3rd. Then grounded out to 3rd in the 4th inning. The 0-1.
No, he's had a night.
Fouled to the right side. 0-2. Now let's look ahead, because that's what we like to do, to the 7th inning. Are you going to let August Pfluger come in and try and close this thing out?
Wow, that's a good question.
Probably, right?
I think so. I think you've got to. I mean, you had Greg Stubbe. What did you say? You had
Blake Moore swings and misses. Stubbe 120 pitches.
120 pitches.
Yeah, no excuse, right?
Right.
As Moore goes down swinging for out number 2.
Look at that. Going after. No.
A high heat.
Yeah.
A high heat from John Ossoff.
John Ossoff with the high cheese.
Ossoff seems to have settled in nicely here.
But look who he's facing now. Anthony Gonzalez.
I mean, it's just back to back. No wonder the Republicans thought, by the way, that coming into this game, we talked about it before. They got younger, they got faster, more athletic, and we've seen it today. They've been flying around the bases, stealing bases, hitting home runs.
Lots of power.
Yeah. Here's Anthony Gonzalez. Ball inside.
Did it hit him?
Get a 2-0.
Almost hit.
Almost did. Good crowd on hand tonight as well here at Nationals Park in our nation's capital. The Democrats and the Republicans, each side with 42 wins apiece in this series, dates back to 1909. Republicans want to close this thing out. Gonzalez now ahead 2-0 on Ossoff, high and tight, ball 3. Now, if there's anybody I'm giving the green light on 3-0, you know who it is?
It's Anthony Gonzalez. I would say so. Absolutely.
All right, we're in agreement on that one then. I do love looking out there and seeing the Fred McGriff jersey into the windup. Here's Ossoff's 3-0, and Gonzalez swinging away on 3-0, but the ball is hit out to right field. Oh, and it drops in front of Jake Elsey. He doesn't see it, or if he saw it, he didn't rush. He didn't come up on it.
Tough dealing with the lights here at Nats Park, right?
So we're going to give Gonzalez a single on that, out to right field. So 2 out and 1 on now. Actually, that's not Jake Elsey anymore, is it? It's Adam Smith. Excuse me. Wrong side. Adam Smith in right field. And that'll bring, let's see if it's Bill Huizenga again. Nope, it's Jeff Duncan now, another pinch hitter. Gonzalez gets to, he can't believe that he popped that up. Yes, he's at first safely, but you know he wanted more, especially getting the green light, Mitch, on 3-0.
Absolutely. He wanted that ball going over the head of the right fielder, not in front of him.
As a strike to Duncan now, 0-2. Ossoff ahead of Jeff Duncan from representing South Carolina.
Yes. You've got to like the competitiveness of Gonzalez. Here he is. He gets on base with the game on the line, and he's disappointed because he didn't hit it over the head.
Right.
Congressman Duncan's first appearance in this game.
Republicans and Democrats, both sides standing at their dugouts on their benches. Runner takes off. That is Gonzalez takes off for second, but Duncan swing and a tip. Strike three. Republicans are trying to close this thing out. Up two.
This is Nationals Park in Washington, D.C., where the annual Congressional baseball game is taking place. Proceeds from this event go toward local D.C. charities. Earlier, President Biden made an appearance at the ballpark alongside House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. He was seen visiting with lawmakers from both political parties in the first and third base dugouts. We expect the game to resume shortly, and a reminder that if you can't be in front of your TV, you can follow every minute on the go with C-SPAN Now, our new video app that's free to download on your mobile device.
All right, here we go. Top of the seventh inning as the Republicans trying to close it out here, up 13-11. August Pfluger in relief of Greg Stubbe will try and close this out, and the Democrats know they're down to their last chance. Cedric Richmond down in front of the dugout. The team, Mitch, huddling up before this seventh inning.
Yeah, there was one last pep talk, I'm sure, from Cedric Richmond, who used to be the star on this ball club, and they all got together in a big crowd there down by the dugout, probably giving one last rah-rah speech to see if they can get the 2 runs to at least tie this game and perhaps try to get a little bit more. Right now, though, tight game, 13-11, Republicans in the lead.
Adam Smith at the plate takes the second pitch down to Garcia at first. He throws to first, short, he throws to first, pulls Brooks off the bag, and everybody's safe.
Wow.
Adam Smith, it looked like Garcia wasn't going to have a chance at it, but then he stuck with it, and Smith, not the fastest of runners, had a chance, but Brooks pulled off the bag and he's safe. So leadoff single for Adam Smith. Went the opposite side. Pfluger, I can't tell if it went off his glove or not. It may have deflected off his glove, and that could have given Smith a chance there.
They just try to pick off with Pfluger.
Throw over to first. He's still not on the bag.
The Republican side of the ballpark did not like that call, or non-call.
Pete Aguilar back, by the way, to hit now. We'll see what, he still wasn't on the bag if they threw over there and got him. Tried a quick throw from Pfluger.
That was actually a quick move from Pfluger.
That is a pinch runner now at first base for Adam Smith. So nobody down. Pfluger throwing, and he throws it away. He throws it away into right field. Runner will go to second, and now Elzy can't get it in right field. He slides and falls down. Runner will head to third.
Are they going to send him home?
And he's going to be waved home.
They're going to send him
Brooks
home.
will try and throw home to get him, but not in time. And the Democrats put a run on the board here in the seventh inning to make it a 13-12 game as the Republicans are throwing the ball all around the field.
A one-run game now, 13-12.
Phillips took off for second, not looking. He takes a stop, turns around, looks, I'm going to keep going to third, and I'll look at my third base coach and run right home. So Phillips scores, Nice slide into home. And just like that, folks, it's 13-12. Pfluger, nobody on, and now a 1-run lead for the Republicans. Oh boy.
And keep in mind that all started with a throw to first that just pulled Alabama Congressman Mo Brooks off the bag just enough to allow a base runner.
Pete Aguilar stands in now. First pitch, a strike on the corner. Let's see if Pfluger can compose himself now. Nobody out, bases clean, 1-run game here. Top of the 7th inning. Republicans are the home team here tonight, so if need be, they will have a chance. Second offering is high, 1-1. Pete Aguilar stands in with a 1-1 count.
By the way, both teams standing outside the edge of their dugouts, clearly, literally on edge here as we try to see what's going to happen here in the 7th frame.
Coaching being done on the Republican side, pulling infielders in. Aguilar swings at the 1-1 and misses. Strike 2. Lots of scouting. Coaches on the Republican side pulling in the third baseman, Stubbe, who went out to play third. Pfluger's 1-2 to Aguilar. Inside.
That was tight.
Davis wanted it on the corner, didn't get it. Republican side not happy. Pfluger back on the mound, goes from the stretch, even though nobody's on. The 2-2 to Pete Aguilar. Swinging, just gets a piece of it to stay alive. I'll take this kind of baseball any day.
Absolutely. Very entertaining.
13-12, Republicans lead here, top of the 7th inning at Nationals Park. Pete Aguilar, who started this game for the Democrats, now batting as a 2-2 count. Swing and a miss. Out number 1.
Nice pitch from Pfluger.
Pfluger's second strikeout in relief of Greg Stubbe. Had some movement on it as well.
He does.
All right, so now 1 down. Chris Murphy, the batter. Murphy walked and popped to second, and then Linda Sanchez hit for him in the 5th inning, but now Murphy is back.
Again, the loose rules of Congressional baseball.
We're just trying to keep everybody on their toes. The 1-0 to Murphy. Up and in, 2-0.
I think Pfluger has a little more heat than Stubbe does, but that may be because Stubbe threw 120 pitches.
Right. I'd love to see the gun on these guys. Pfluger's 2-0 over for a strike, 2-1. August Pfluger, the newcomer. Yeah, he's definitely throwing some heat.
Throwing some Texas heat.
Into the stretch now. Pfluger, the 2-1 on the corner, strike 2. 2-2 to Chris Murphy. Wearing a New Britain jersey. I don't know if Murphy could believe it. Looked a little off the plate. Oh, he says, "Are you sure?" He says,
"Look, I'm a catcher. I know what a strike is, and I don't think."
Here comes the 2-2. Now that pitch looked better than the first pitch, than the other pitch. That's called a ball. 3-2.
Pfluger didn't like that one.
No, he did not. Murphy didn't like. Now we're even. Pfluger wasting no time. Quickly back to the stretch. The 3-2 to Chris Murphy. Up and in. Ball 4. He walks him. Murphy will jog down to first. I don't know if he'll stay in the game. They get a pinch runner. Yes, we are.
Looks like the case.
Number 49 is going to pinch run for Chris Murphy. So tying run aboard here in the 7th. Tom Malinowski now will bat. 1 for 2 on the night for Adam Levin. Hit for him last time. Runner on the first pitch, heading down to second. Stolen base. Now the tying run in scoring position.
And as I recall, Malinowski, the New Jersey congressman, knocked a ball up the alley on the center field side.
You are correct. Single up the middle. That pitch was a strike, by the way, to Malinowski. 0-1. Pfluger peers in for the sign. Looks like here comes the heater. The 0-1 up high, 1-1. Malinowski trying to tie this game with a base hit. Kevin Brady cheating over towards second. We'll see if Pfluger takes a look. He doesn't. The 1-1 is low, 2-1. Exciting moments here at Nationals Park. Top of the 7th inning. Republicans clinging to a 1-run lead. Runner at second base.
Little cat and mouse there at second base.
He takes a peek now. Here comes the 2-1 swing and a foul ball back behind the screen. 2-2. Big would be a big out here. Well, any outs would be a big out here in the 7th inning.
But really, with this, with 1 out, player on second, you've got the wily Kevin Brady, the veteran Republican, shading back and forth at second base.
The 2-2 from Pfluger. Low and inside, ball 3, full count. Pfluger, I think, wanted to know where that one was.
Working hard with every batter.
Pfluger appearing in again. Davis gets down in his crouch. Here comes the 3-2. Swing and a miss.
Big pitch.
He threw the fastball up high, got him to chase it. A big pitch, and now 2 outs here in the 7th.
So, George, it's all come down to this.
The Republican crowd will rise to its feet with 2 outs. The Republican team trying to get the crowd into it.
The Republicans 1 out away from their first victory in 5 years and only their second victory in a decade.
Greg Stanton will be the batter. The first offering is a strike. Now Stanton earlier in the game hit for Aguilar in the 7th hole, but now he's sitting in the 10th hole. Just so everybody's with us.
That's right. Free moving substitution of this game.
Hey, I like it. If you can do it, you do it. 0-1 to Stanton outside. What is the chant coming from the first base side?
I hear some Stantons for the Arizona.
The 1-1 to Stanton is hit, popped up to third. Stubbe's got it, and that's the ball game. The Republicans win it 13-12 as they storm out of the first base side of the dugout and mob each other around the pitcher's mound. A first win for the Republicans since 2016 and just their second win in a decade. Greg Stubbe and August Pfluger get it done on the mound, and how fitting was that Stubbe catches the final out at third to secure the win.
Exactly. What a game. That was a great Congressional baseball game.
Stubbe getting congratulations from his teammates. Forget the 120 pitches. He caught the last out. Stanton, nice swing on it. Popped him up. Stubbe didn't have to do much. 2 hands on that ball.
Absolutely.
2 hands on the glove.
And you see the excitement from Pfluger. I mean, he was really amped up after that final out.
As they pour out of the dugout now, both sides will shake hands. The trophy is right at home plate. And both sides will shake hands. After a year off last year due to COVID, you could not have asked for a more of a well-played game here tonight. This is exactly what they need. And we got a great game tonight.
Really one of the best games in the Congressional baseball game history.
There's the trophy that the Republicans are going to take home. We'll be back to take you through this game, and which was a very, very well-played baseball game. The Republicans win it 13-12. We'll be back to wrap things up. An exciting baseball game here at Nationals Park, to say the least, folks. 13-12, the Republicans win it, beat the Democrats. First win since 2016. Plenty of candidates for player of the game here tonight, but Mitch, what a game for Jimmy Panetta. 3 for 4 on the evening, 2 triples, a home run. He drove in 5 and 3 slides. And different kinds of slides at that.
Absolutely. It was incredible. All these Pete Rose type, just head first slides, just absolutely Charlie hustling around all of the bases. Every time he got on base, you knew something exciting was going to happen. So even in a losing effort for the Democrats, quite an effort by Jimmy Panetta.
We'll be back to wrap things up after this. The president in attendance tonight. The Republicans with the win over the Democrats, 13-12.